Hello!
What's up? Hello, everybody.
Hello, friends and friends.
Hello!
Welcome to episode 3 of Expedition Dracana, the Fate horror survival
Heck yeah.
game. An expedition to the frozen north, to the unexplored North Pole, and to reveal perhaps earth-shattering, history-breaking information. Yes,
Or maybe not. Maybe we just see some dragons hanging out.
I am your game master, Josh, who will be putting our players and NPCs in constant peril. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get to like introduce ourselves or do any of that last episode because I was just so hyped to get right into it. So yeah, I'm Josh. I've been running and playing D&D for a super long time, 20 years or something. My other big thing is I am one of 2 developers of the Heroes Guild RPG.
Heroes Guild.
Yeah. And the founder of the Heroes Guild, a organization where we teach kids how to play role-playing games and teach them to be heroes and be good people and peacemakers in the world. Yeah, this is my first ever stream GMing, and also my first time running Fate, although I've played in some Fate games, and I think it's just an awesome system. So yeah, thanks for joining.
Taylor, can I grab the Fate dice?
Oh yes, the Fate dice. Taylor, why don't you introduce yourself, and I will grab the dice because they got moved.
Sure. I am Taylor Carroll. I will be playing the roles of Jimothy, Croissant Person, and Alexi L. Gerard. Jimothy is our resident healer for the time being, and he is... I don't know if anyone else is like just completely unconvinced or not, but at least he's convinced Alexi. He's like essentially a snake oil salesman, but he actually does provide healing for the group. He's got his own motivations for joining the group. And then of course Alexi is he's a sellsword, more of a grizzled older person, ex-military, and he is looking for his family out here in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Also, I guess I'm supposed to talk about like Instagram stuff. I think I have an Instagram somewhere on there.
It's on there.
Right
Yeah,
there.
I think Keith is linking the things.
I make arts and things.
Taylor H. Carroll. 2 R's and 2 L's. If you're
Actually,
on...
take the dots out. You can update them.
Oh,
I took
okay.
the dots out.
Okay. But
I
if
thought it
you're-
would make it a little bit easier.
Big move.
So
if you're watching that on the
That's a brand
YouTube...
change.
it's some big dick energy over here.
Oh.
Taking the dots out.
The dots.
You can go to that one. That one still exists. I just swapped my personal one with my professional one. I found out that I actually made an Instagram account years ago when it first came out without the dots. So I was like, who the fuck took my username? So
it was me.
it was me.
Oh,
It was
I
me,
did the
sure.
same thing. I have 2 workplaces.
So, yeah.
I'm ruined.
That's it.
Dang.
Social media ruined.
All right, there's an updated one for you guys.
Should we add like a talking stick and pass it around?
Talking
Is the
pointing
gravity
at
well
pencils.
that? Where is the
Alright.
gravity well?
Hannah, go ahead.
Yes,
The gravity
I'm
well might be hitting it.
What?
It might be hitting
The
gravity
What a reveal! And it's on a net 1. That's terrifying. Let's fix that.
You guys noticed before any rolls were made. I'm kind of sad.
I would never have rolled without it.
How dare you? You were
Where is it?
utterly convinced you want to kill someone.
So terrible.
Well, you don't have to roll to introduce yourself, but
Not one. Pass.
yeah.
Can we make that like a
I'm a person.
I am a person. In real life, my main connection is that I have started game mastering at the Heroes Guild.
Yes.
And then otherwise, I mostly game, so here I am.
Yeah. Did you talk about the Heroes Guild as an organization?
Josh did.
Only just for a moment.
All the cool kids join it, by the way. I'm not cool kid. but I wish I could.
Well, cool kids who have flexible hours and availability.
Yeah,
It is
right?
a school day program.
Yeah, to be able to run after school, which is a lot of the problem. It's a lot of the reason that after school programs are so hard to get people there to staff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But in Expedition Dracana, I play Lhanji, who is the sponsor of the trip.
The money.
Yes, a very wealthy aristocrat who is protected by a court fencer, Navius Negricor. So those are my main NPC and my player character. Hi, Resurrect.
Oh,
Is that our new? Is that a
Yes.
guild convert?
Yes, Resurrect.
Cody.
What up, Cody? Cody's going to be joining us for the Heroes Guild.
Yes,
He's
yes,
going to be
yes.
GMing with us, probably doing 5th edition. So thanks for popping in, Cody.
baller.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
Cool. Daniel.
Hello, everyone. I am Daniel. I am a software developer and Nashville native. I play a lot of D&D and don't despise being on camera, so I'm here.
Yes.
Cool, you check all the boxes.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Deal.
Also, 3 minimum beverages.
They are all here.
One,
There we go.
two,
All right.
three.
He's got all 3.
Boom.
He's got all 3. Maybe noted.
I play Yirrik, the chef of the crew, and his companion Kalima, the infamous god tier matriarch goat.
She's the goat.
She tore a horse in half last week, as I recall.
What?
Or something like that.
Approximation, yeah.
She succeeded with style.
Is that a thinly veiled reference to like Kali Ma?
Nope. Just
The name of a local goat. This
from
is
Little Seed Farms.
Yeah,
Really?
All right.
a goat I milked.
Yeah.
Oh.
And is that how they pronounced it?
Kalima.
Kalima. It was not Kalima?
No.
Okay.
It's,
If I ever get
Kind of
goats,
expecting the
I'm gonna
goat to
name
just
one
like
Kalima.
hook a somebody's heart
goat
midway
name.
through that and pull it out.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so that's me, ready to play this
this
him
thing.
and that goat.
Yes.
Guys, I think I'm just going to do this whole Instagram live thing because everybody's just talking about how great my hair is. And my shirt.
Getting all the compliments?
Good.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
I didn't know you can comment on your own streams like that.
Oh, I mean,
Just with another phone. You look so good tonight. Thank you.
People tuning into the Twitch, it's just all of us.
I know. Just
Eric.
All
Thanks,
right. My name is Eric Hillman. I am a composer and producer.
God, you make people sick.
This is my first time at the table. My first time playing the tabletop RPG games.
Doing it excellent.
At all?
Well, I played one night of Heroes Guild.
Oh,
Play
yeah.
test, so that was my first. But this is my first time on a campaign.
Dang.
Really? Well, you do an
Yes.
awesome job. So
Thank
far.
you.
just assume
I've
you're all pro at
listened
this
to a lot of D&D Let's Plays and stuff like that.
And read a lot of fantasy.
Right, I'm an avid fantasy reader.
Break him. Break him.
So I in this campaign I am playing Ash Telesian, who's a gifted young evocation mage. I think the youngest member of this expedition by quite a number of years. Who has recently devoted his life to the study of dragons, and which is why he's basically on this mission. And then I'll also be playing my sister Tay, who is a very popular socialite enchantress and my only friend.
Only
We'll
friends.
fix that before.
Yeah, but we have some other drinkers in the group, so I'm sure
there you go.
Right.
It was only a matter of time before Taylor dropped a dice.
So
Right.
The legacy of the Heroes Guild.
Has everyone got their dice? I'm gonna move these away from Taylor so that we don't have anyone to.
I am Keith. I'm an author and educator, and I also stream on every other Tuesdays, the first and third Tuesdays of the month, with Welcome Party RPG, which has been a joy. I'm playing some crazy sci-fi Eclipse Phase game, and that's been great. But yeah, in this game, I am running Ferla, the mystical tundra dryad who is raised from a seed by a witch, and they are accompanied by excuse me they are accompanied by a snow vine, which is part of the same seed pair that they were born from, and it protects them and is a carnivorous snow burrowing vine. And I think I came up with my other aspect of my character too that's important, is a human heart underneath all the bark.
Oh.
So I think they actually have like
the
a
bark.
soft spot for humans, because I felt like disconnected, but I'm like, oh, if they actually like want to be human, or like kind of want to relate to humans.
That's
in
good.
a way.
I feel that.
So
feel that.
I'm working on that. But yes, that's Ferla.
Awesome. That is the majority of our cast on this expedition. There are also some supporting NPCs we don't need to get into now, because at the moment our characters are in a fairly dire situation. We are on the deck of a ship, the Sparrowhawk. The Sparrowhawk is an icebreaker ship. This is medieval fantasy. This is basically Dungeons and Dragons tech, but this ship has on the bow of it has this metal bow, and there are evokers known as burners that will heat up the bows of these ships to melt the ice and break through this the sea. The shifting sea is a massive sea filled with icebergs, which Keith is pulling up on the
map.
On the map there, so you guys
This
can
is
see.
the mappiest campaign that you'll see on Twitch today. Straight up.
That may be true.
Straight up. Mappiest.
I might actually endorse that rather than refuting
We
it.
need a little like mascot of a map that has like arms and legs. And
Does this still seem the correct place where we're at, or have
Well,
we?
you guys probably
have
got
we
a little
progressed?
further.
We
hold on.
Hadn't we just
no.
hit
Easy.
the ice? I mean, basically.
Yeah, you guys are up into the ice.
We're up.
Wait, we need like a ship.
We're still
Traveling
moving,
sound
okay?
for the
we're
token
trying to
to be
make good
moving
time.
Just do the semi-truck. Just stick
Stick with the semi-truck, man.
My blow comes blazing past y'all's boat.
The Sparrowhawk has become stuck in ice as a massive ice storm, a blizzard has bared down on you guys. And in the middle of this, Ferla was magically compelled by a vision that she saw out on the ice to go out on the ice and track down that little girl that she remembered from her past, or that they remembered. So they jumped down, tracked out onto the ice, followed by Alexi, and in the snowdrift appeared a polar lion. This is a creature that I've made up, but you could imagine a sort of saber-toothed tiger-esque, somewhere between a lion and like a polar bear, and just crazy shaggy. I see that they've got like that lion's mane, super shaggy. Yeah, we got a painted miniature here. This one hopefully will not fall apart in my hands.
Oh, you got it back together.
as soon as I go to use
good.
it.
It's looking real strong today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Kirby in a Hoodie noted it is the chieftain's daughter specifically that the girl was.
Thank
That's
you.
right. That's right. Yeah, and her name is Sheila, which in Inuit means flame. That was her name, but
Is that where the heart came from?
but Sheila was taken away. She disappeared, presumably taken away by a Qalupalik, which is also from Inuit folklore. It is a creature that is said to live under the ice and steal babies, Inuit babies.
I think I got the picture.
Yeah,
and we're facing down with one right now. So
that's right. Yeah. So there's a Qalupalik that has pulled itself up onto the deck of the ship and has been fighting with the players and trying to like enchant them and frighten them. And meanwhile, down on the side of the ship, the Furla and Alexi, I think you guys are both still like just right next to the ship, but like right off, still on the snow, right? And the polar lion, I think,
to get a trophy out of this
is
guy.
up on you guys right now.
Wanna wear him like a hat.
If you'd like to, Keith, we've got this. If you want to do that thing,
but probably we should roll the gravity well. huh?
Absolutely.
go for it.
No, that don't
I'm
work.
gonna cue up some dramatic
that one?
music here.
If you guys are on Instagram and wondering what is going on here, we're playing this on Twitch, and you can pop into the chat room there. But you're welcome to keep watching on Instagram. It just doesn't have all the.
You'll
Is
just see
there a
me.
link for the Twitch?
It's in the bio. Yeah, I mentioned
Do
that.
us a favor and don't stop watching the Instagram stream, but also go
Re-roll it if you
both.
dare.
Why not do both?
I've been hot.
Yeah. You can do this in stereo.
The last 3
Think
times
about
I've rolled the gravity well, it has been 14, 15, and 16.
I roll a little bit.
Josh, you got the best Matt Mercer
Whoa!
competition
Okay.
for luxurious DMing hair.
I'll take it.
No whammies.
I will
no
take that.
whammies.
Thank you.
Nuts.
You guys think 16
love it.
good?
I'm good with
16's
16.
great.
You were good with 14. So.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. I can't touch
I love pressing my luck, and I thought you can't resist the game.
Lhanji can't.
it. He doesn't touch the
Bird, please.
gravity roll.
Boom!
Keith, are you re-rolling a 16?
How many people have rolled?
There's a bird upon it.
2. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, there's a bird on it, so
Kirby.
I'm just gotta go with that.
Don't be an instigator. Kirby.
If you're wondering about this whole gravity well thing,
Kitty. I expect
No.
better.
No.
Yeah. I'll ruin it. You want me to ruin it?
I spent a lot of time on this character. I'm not having it die because we rolled a 2 on the gravity roll.
I don't know.
Just don't do it.
It's what the fans want.
Yeah,
Do the
if we
fans
roll
want me
a
to
2
ruin
and
it?
then Kalima
Because I'll do
passes,
this.
Okay,
it's
Sophie's with me. Yes.
game over.
Y'all are beautiful.
Okay, you guys put a bird on the 16.
We did put
I
a
will
bird on
get your
16.
fate tokens. Did we
Okay.
decide last week's tokens remain?
Yes.
Correct. So and in the future, if this happens that we end in the middle of a fight, I want to do that, and we can
Yeah.
write that on character sheets if you want to, so you guys can take however many fate tokens that you had at the end of the game. We'll refresh them after this fight.
He's intent on killing us. Of course, the answer is keep the ones you had from before.
Yeah. I'm not, you don't get 5.
It's been
I know, Kirby. I'm working on it. I'm not pulling any stops.
I prepared logs for.
Oh no!
Sorry,
Instagram down! Instagram down!
I have prepared your death speeches because Timothy's is very long and drawn out.
Oh god, it's gonna be a whole.
Yawning.
Once Jesse dies, I think
Guys.
all of us can
Guys.
leave and you just face to the camera. And be like,
wound me!
Bottom the Weaver.
Okay.
he renames all of his past
It was top of the
lovers.
round.
I'm at the top of the round.
Yep.
That's true.
I didn't have the initiative beyond that, though. I think I kind of misplaced that.
I know.
Oh,
where
I think
was
I've got
in
it.
Me and Fern.
Yeah,
Or was that
No, I think this is.
that was from before?
Okay,
Or- Okay.
before we do that, we do have a bunch of things in play, too. Keith, I think you still have a poison thorn.
No, that was from.
That was old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barkskin.
is in play, but it's been used.
Probably nope.
Blinded by the ice is in play.
Slippery one can get wet.
I think blinding snowstorm is.
Nope. I think slippery ice there.
No.
That's also.
Oh, you passed the test. Congrats.
Slippery ice.
Saddle up. Nope.
Smells blood.
You passed.
That was a boost.
That's for you.
These are the ones
That was a
are
boost, so
your
that's
blood.
gone.
You should give it to me.
I feel like there was more.
You passed the test.
Well, I think a bunch of them have been pulled off.
Snowstorm.
But I kept all the.
Don't worry.
Oh, focused on the food.
Oh right, that was one.
Yeah, Keith had done that at the end of that. And that one he had succeeded with style, so there are 2.
What's focused on the food all about?
He
Oh, I was
had
coaxing it.
offered, to basically kind of get its
Bleeding out.
attention.
He's like,
Yeah.
Now you've been stabbed.
Alright.
Slashing the crap out of his neck. Like, I need your pellet.
Let's go.
Okay, the Qalupalik.
All right. And then Alexi and Yirrik are going to be on deck.
Actually, I'm gonna start with the polar lion. So it's focused on the food right now, huh?
Focused on the family.
Yeah.
Doing that lion, that oh no, it's a lion, it's not a bear. But it's still doing that lip thing that bears do, where they're like,
Or that
Oh yeah.
that cougar noise.
It's totally forgot.
Man, bears do that weird thing. When it's growling.
Not sure what to do with its jowls. It's like, they're so...
I have no control over anything. There's so much of it.
So much lip.
Blinded by the
Big old sloppy kiss from that.
Man. I mean, so that is just a situational advantage. I think it's still gonna attack you, Keith, and of course you can invoke it against it if you want to.
People are
but it's like its eyes are like shifting between you and like the food, and eventually it goes to attack you.
all right, I'm defending with athletics. I need a higher athletics. Ooh. I got 4.
There you go.
All right, I had a 6.
Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of those free invokes from focused on the food.
Okay.
And he's moving towards me, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you put the food out, and it lunges and grabs onto this, and just like throws it up and like quickly just swallows
And a
it.
reminder, I had the food on the end of one of my like bark, like one of my vine tendrils that I was like reaching out towards it. So there's kind of this fishing line thing going on right now.
And I'm
Stop. Okay.
Put it in.
Meanwhile, the Qalupalik.
I can't stop. I gotta fidget. And I have no tokens.
Okay, so last turn I feel like I know Tay had tried to enchant it and failed.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody else had tried.
I failed to bluff and say that we had a child on board.
Oh, you blew your secret. Bummer. I didn't hear it. I was
Yeah, you're.
What secret?
I was focused on the food.
Thank you.
I was too busy hiding and drinking.
Yeah.
Jimothy hears everything. He knows all your secrets.
It looks at Ash and it says,
It seems there is one child yet among us.
it is trying to it's actually enchanting you. It's like turning its fingers as it's saying this and trying to grab onto your mind. Ooh, you got lucky. I rolled poorly.
Alright. That would be Will?
Yes.
4.
Shoot. Okay, I also had a 4. I still had 2 fate points left.
Quick, spin a token and say, F yourself.
I got 1 left. And
Man. I'm gonna save it because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do enough with this. I think I can get through another turn and do more damage elsewise.
Connive you?
No, screw it. Siren of the Shifting Sea. She's twisting her fingers and you feel her grabbing a hold of your mind.
Bye, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks for stopping in.
Bye. Thanks for coming. I love you.
All right, we should probably close this, huh? Catch us on Twitch. The link is in the bio.
Thanks, Instagram.
We love
Don't forget to join the notification
you.
squad.
Smash that like button. Are you using a fate point to?
no.
Yeah. Okay, so
Taking the damage.
Yeah, the damage, right? So
Would it be
that's the
mental
question.
stress,
Is
correct?
it's enchantment? It ultimately is mental stress. Yeah, I think so.
So I just tick one of these boxes.
Otherwise, I mean, so she was enchanting him, and he made a will save to defend. But I feel like it's otherwise it's I don't know, damage.
Yeah, either damage or creating an
advantage,
like
yeah.
a distracted kind of thing.
Go for it, man. You know you want to like give him night
Give me
terrors.
mental stress.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the mental stress.
Is this mental stress is a thing that goes away after we're done with this?
Yes. Yeah. But minor consequences and major
And
consequences.
depending on how many shifts,
Consequences we have to fix.
Yeah.
Like
how many
all
shifts
of our
did you get over?
systems.
I think just 2, right?
2. So you'll have to either check.
Fiddle with 2 tokens.
Just check the 2,
You can't.
Oh.
then you raise the 1.
Okay.
I know.
It's like
But I can't be
the 1 is
trusted.
worth 1 point of stress, and the 2 is worth 2 points of stress, and the 3 is worth 3. So if you took 5 points of stress, you would check the 2 and the 3, or the 1 and the 4.
Not a spinner.
Oh, you add them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you have no stress to check, then you have to start taking consequences. And those are
Those
like
are longer
serious
lasting.
wounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks to Freynator for the 5th month.
Dude, Freya.
Resubscribe.
Crushing it.
The goddess herself.
You do good thing. Do good thing.
Those were my 2 monsters. Okay, who's at the top of the initiative?
Alexi.
Well, the monster's at the top, but Alexi and
Or
Yirrik.
Furla.
Yes, I've gone.
Yep, Alexi and Yirrik.
Do you want to go first, or should...
No, I'm.
You're after me?
I'm
Yirrik.
further down. Yeah.
Oh, you're sorry. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm taking a swipe at this thing. I'm gonna just like, I don't have like, I think I had a weapon in my hand of some kind.
It was a shovel.
Yeah,
That's right. I have my
you went and
shovel.
grabbed
It was
your
just
shovel.
like we said, like normal damage. Okay, so I'm just gonna attack.
Okay.
Get it? Yeah. I keep trying to do other things, gaining aspects and stuff. It's just not working. I'm just gonna attack this thing.
Great.
All right. Cool. Perfect.
Nice.
That's a +4 to hit the
Qalupalik.
Qalupalik.
Athletics.
No. Good luck with that.
Oof, I had a 3, Daniel. So you do hit. You have a shovel. I think we were
And-
saying was doing 2 damage.
What?
It's like a weapon 2.
Yes.
Is a shovel.
Yeah.
Okay, so you deal 2 physical stress to it.
If I spend a token, I can either do more damage or create an aspect if I succeed with style, correct?
You do
That
more
would be
damage.
+3. That would be 3.
If he succeeds with style, I think he does less damage. 1 less.
Or do 1 point less damage and gain a boost.
Yeah. So you would, if you either do 2 more damage with your token, or you do 1 more damage and get a boost.
Cool. I'm gonna use Battle Chef of the Frost Forge and just really, I'm swiping down on its arm that is like extended out toward Ash, and I'm just crushing its arm for a little extra damage. 2 more stress.
You had. Okay.
2 more physical stress.
Okay.
Here's this.
So it is taking a consequence.
Ooh.
Actually, it's gonna go down.
Ooh.
What?
The
shovel.
It did not have much health left.
The shovel takes it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arm cracks underneath my shovel.
How does it fall?
How does it happen, Daniel?
Yeah, I just the arm just like cracks in half, and it just like starts. I imagine just wailing.
Yeah.
In
Freaking unbelievable.
And yeah, like climbing back down. I mean, technically,
Trying
you've
to
like
climb back down.
you've killed it if you want to have killed it, or else it's just fleeing.
I think it can creepily slink back
slink
into
away.
into the ocean. I think that's
Yeah,
better.
yeah. You just bust its arm and it's straight like hanging
Yeah.
and flopping, and it's just like climbing down.
Black legs spread everywhere.
Yes.
All this shit and then a shovel.
Yeah. I mean,
Big shovel.
Big shovel energy.
Yep. Okay.
nice.
Qalupalik is out.
Cool. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Because I was like, there's nowhere to
I
run.
was hoping that extra damage would do it.
All right. Yirrik just went. Alexi has gone already, or no? No. All right.
No. For some reason, I was a little confused. So I was like, I don't want to skip anybody's turn. Go ahead.
We're kind of the same initiative, so I think we can just go whenever.
I would like to finish off our one remaining creature. I'm still intent
Get
on
this
making
polar
it.
lion.
I
want that pelt, baby! Give me the pelt! Give me the pelt! Alright,
You better hope it's a magical vision and just fades away. Doesn't have a pelt at all.
I would be really sad because I would really like for Jimothy to totally fleece it from Alexi. Be like, oh, you see, I need that.
Jimothy!
To help divine where your location for your people are.
I'm using it for my magics.
With a cane.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
Or an axe.
I need its leather to make some pouches to hold our essential oils and ruby oils and I'll heal. Alright, so I'm gonna swipe at it.
Attacking the polar lion.
Oh, that did terrible.
I feel like I need a command to explain Jimothy to the chat. People know what's going on.
Totally.
I did. Yeah,
I had a
thank you.
5.
Sorry.
Oh, well, I did a terrible, so I have a 1.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time.
Yeah,
You'd have
totally
to
missed.
invoke 2 things to.
You do have a free.
focused on the food.
To tie it, but that's just enough to actually land the blow, right? So I need to do 2 things. We need 2 freebies. Is there another freebie out there? Because there's only 1 focused on the food. Was that
Did you roll bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled -3.
So you can invoke something in order to re-roll.
Re-roll the whole thing.
I have no tokens.
You
though.
can invoke something for free. In order to re-roll.
Oh, that'll allow me to re-roll?
It will
then-
either add to or re-roll. That's
I didn't
what
know
invoking
that.
does.
I thought that only was for adding stuff. Well, yeah, I'll totally tap the focused on the food to re-roll.
Yeah.
See if we can do
So
better.
it's distracted by the food that it's.
Maybe you
yanking from
take a bad
my
swing, but
mind.
you're like, I'm gonna take it away.
And but he's just been like, oh,
Yeah.
but the food. And I'm just
Still
like,
eating.
turn it
Taking a
around.
mulligan.
Alright, let's do better. A little bit better. So that's a.
Jimothy wants to wear a polar lion cape.
Alright, so now I have a.
Majestic AF.
Like a 5 hit?
5.
Okay, 5 ties.
Nice.
I had a
There it
5.
is. That's all you
Does
needed.
it connect?
It gives you a boost.
Just a boost?
Yeah, you don't hit, but you get a boost.
Okay, cool. I want to not scalp, but I want to like cut like a good portion of its fur off right around its neck area that I've already been hitting pretty hard. So I think that I'd like to
Bald spot.
weak spot.
Weak spot.
Or
Yeah.
hot spot, whatever you want to call it.
Hot spot.
Hot
I like
spot.
that one. My
The 5G.
Hot
Just
spot.
go Verizon my.
Well, you know how like sometimes cats or dogs will like scratch at a spot.
Yeah.
Oh. Vita Plays says they're here for the Patsy points.
Patsy points.
Good luck.
I feel like the new Patsy points will be Jimothy. Right?
I think Jimothy points for this
God.
Yeah,
But does anybody want Jimothy points?
Jimothy Junk. That's what I'm imagining.
Jimothy Junk.
Jimothy is here to give you my job.
Welcome, Yada.
Hilarious.
I appreciate the callback though. That's great.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you got your boost.
Sweet.
Cool. That was the 2 of them. Who's next on the initiative?
That is Ash,
It's me.
and I'm on deck.
Alright, I am feeling better now that the Qalupalik is disposed of.
Gonzo.
So I'm feeling like I'd like to create an advantage using evocation. I'm going to try and basically just shoot ice into the polar lion's eyes.
Okay.
Face.
Kind of blind it.
Yeah, yeah, to create an advantage.
You could add extra boxes to Blinded by the Ice. That would make sense. I mean, however
yeah.
you do it, you're either creating
Wait.
a new aspect or you're adding boxes to the old one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do Blinded by the Ice Part 2. 2.0.
Thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
Alright, so
Totally
I rolled a.
Sirenscape, where you at?
I rolled a 3, a +3.
Should I be rolling to defend here to create an advantage you never do?
No.
That's a good question, and I think I just need to look it up.
Yeah. Or it's against its base. I mean, its fight is a 6.
Oops. Yeah. Come back to that.
If it's a base DC.
Yeah. Can we come back to that?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm going next, so
Yeah,
that's
it'd be
complicated.
Yeah.
Well, it'll only take a second.
Okay. And we'll get some rules.
But yeah, for now, I think
Rules break.
I think you are not succeeding.
Yeah.
But is there anything else happening out there? No, I guess not. You still have your 1 fate point. What did you have total?
Uh,
3.
I had 3 total.
3, yeah.
Yeah, so that would just. Wait, you said it was 6? The fight was 6?
Its fight score is a 6, yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to get in there.
Its athletics is a 4.
Which makes sense. In a way.
I'm also not exactly sure where I can find this, so it might take me a second.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we can skip it for now.
yeah, come back to that. I am going to. This thing look like it's pretty wounded.
It hasn't taken any consequences, but it has taken some stress. You've checked some of its stress boxes.
It's stressed out. Slightly.
I want to yank this food from its mouth and like hurl it. But I don't know what kind of an action that would be. Or I guess I could just make it.
You're creating an advantage. It sounds like.
Yeah. I'm creating an advantage and just trying to add to it's distracted by the food.
Gotcha. And now we ask the same question.
I know. Yeah, totally. And well, I probably fail because
Yeah.
I'm at a
Is it a base?
-1
DC.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to Lhanji, and I'll look it up while that's happening.
Who knew the giant beast bear thing would be the creature that's hardest to kill?
All right.
Creating advantages.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, because its fight is like freaking 6.
Probably under the actions, I would imagine.
Yeah. So I'm looking at
Lhanji.
I think I would like to order everyone who has a harpoon on deck to just do kind of covering fire.
Yeah.
So rapport
Okay.
to create an advantage.
All right. Opposition might be active or passive depending on the circumstances. If your target is another character, their roll always counts as a defend action.
Yes.
So they're rolling.
So they do roll.
Yeah. As a defense.
As a defend. Okay, so Eric, you had a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's rolling. I feel like fight. Yeah.
So if you were like, I'm gonna take the planks of this boat and
So I did
fashion
beat you.
something, that would just
I had
be
a
a single
-1,
roll.
so.
Yeah. I did beat you. Okay.
You could have created a similar advantage that was not related to the lion, but that could have been invoked by many people. But that one was supposed to be specific to the lion, right?
Which
Yes.
meant causing the defense.
Right,
Exactly,
yeah, I
and
wasn't
that's why
sort
the
of, it
defense-
wasn't sort of like an area effect,
Yeah.
like I make it icier.
I just
Yeah,
meant that was there's another way to do that, but then could potentially be invoked by.
Exactly. It would be passively like
Yeah.
the defense would be passive because it's the environment. Is like how hard is this to pull off? But as opposed to being like I'm blinding this thing, you're like I'm creating a patch of ice, and then it's not attacking directly that thing. It's just changing the environment.
Yeah.
But it could
If
also
I would've
invoke it.
Did something like, I make like an ice swirl or something like that, that could be detrimental to everyone.
Yeah.
Or beneficial. You know, anyone could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
It could
Yada.
invoke it against us.
I,
yes.
yeah, I could invoke.
It's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, there's a whole this whole book, the Fate Horror Toolkit, expounds on a couple different styles of playing Fate Horror. And this particular one is just one of the chapters in it, and we're doing it survival horror kind of
It's
shit.
about dying.
There it is, the horror toolkit.
It's about surviving.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I really dig what they're doing with the book and the way that they have it laid out in the chapters. They're kind of like the types of the genres of horror. It's great. Okay, Lhanji, you're using rapport to create an advantage.
Yeah, just to direct everyone on board's attention,
Yeah.
and if they've
Great.
got
Yeah,
project-type
that doesn't seem particularly challenging. I feel like it's like a 1 or something to get everyone on board.
Well, that's great because I got a 1.
It's
Excellent.
very loud. It's hard to yell over the.
All right, yeah. So you succeed.
and I'm
You do.
seasick, so
You do
yeah.
create an advantage.
What do you think? Focus fire.
That sounds great.
All hands on deck. What do you think?
Cover fire?
That's what you called it, right?
I did call it. Yeah.
I like focus fire.
Yeah, I
right.
like that.
More of an attack rather than a like.
Yeah.
And then who's up after Lhanji?
Back to the top.
Okay.
Monster.
Okay, so yeah, Keith, you threw away that piece of meat.
No, I failed.
You failed at throwing it.
It's stuck to you.
Well, I think we were describing it narratively as being in its mouth, right? It was distracted still by the fact that it had the meat, but I had the tendril is still hooked on it. I got the line, so we were like,
Okay,
tug
and
of
then,
war,
and then
so
on your turn, you attempted to do what?
I tried to yank it away and like throw it, but I failed on my roll.
Yeah, so the question is, what did you fail at? Did you fail to yank it out of its mouth? Did you fail to throw it? Like, I was just
I don't
trying to
know.
narratively
What do you
go with
think?
it here. I think you pulled it out of its mouth and you threw it, and then it didn't go for it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you like threw it like to go like go fetch, right? And it like looked at it, and then it turns and looks at you. So it's mauling you.
It didn't work!
Yeah, so it's small.
Come on, give me the dice. Okay, finally I got a positive result here. I got a 7.
I'm defending with
7!
I'm defending with athletics. I'm trying to jump out of the way.
It was nice knowing you, Perla, with that.
Oh,
human
farewell,
heart.
guys.
It was so nice.
Oh, you're gonna be fine.
We can keep the human.
You could also
right?
pass it off to an NPC.
That's true. All right, I'm at a 0. I can take a 7.
Somewhere Kalina sneezes.
7 damage? That's so much.
I know, but I got a lot of stress because my endurance is
Is that
high.
a goat cold? No!
I'll take it.
Okay. Can you take all 7 in stress?
I
And not
can.
take a consequence?
Yep.
Damn, you guys.
I have a 4 box and
I
then
can't,
a 2 and a 1
I can't
left.
deal any consequence. Well, okay, I could
He
increase
lasts
the
another
damage,
turn.
but Keith would just do that. No, here's what I'm gonna do. So I made up this stunt. It's kind of was roughly based on another stunt that I read, so I think it's cool.
It's called Mercy.
Okay, horrifying brutality. By spending a fate point, I can frighten enemies who witness me maul someone nearby, right? And I'm saying the like DC is like my provoke.
Yeah.
Which is this creature's provoke is a 4.
So when you frighten.
So definitely Alexi, and I would say Lhanji, because you were definitely like commanding people and looking
I'm
overboard.
looking at it and watching.
I'm not.
investments.
What were you? Did
I
you?
had just broken the arm of that.
Yeah. So you probably
I might
were.
have been looking, but that's kind of
No, seriously, Kirby. Power move.
What does the frighten thing do? Is that like a disadvantage for us?
This is gonna be. It's gonna
really
be
bad.
mental stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
It would be. You'd be taking damage.
For everyone?
But you have to roll to defend
Oh.
against a 4
Will?
provoke.
What's our defense?
Will, yeah.
Nailed it.
I don't know what my will is.
may
If you don't
not
have it, then it's a
will.
0.
I got a 1.
Oh, cool.
So more mental stress.
Yeah, according to how much that you missed it by, how many shifts that you were off. 4 was your target.
Nailed it.
Okay.
So I guess I have.
Wait.
If I don't have will on
But
here.
the cool thing is because
Yeah,
So I guess
your will is high, then you have a lot
you don't have a
more
bonus to
mental
your will,
stress
so you take 4.
a considerably
So I
more
was-
like mental hit points than everyone else.
Right.
So I have a minor
Sick.
consequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's my consequence?
Yeah, well, so it has something to do with like being shaken by this crazy brutality of this creature, like shredding apart.
Blood
in front
runs
of you.
cold.
Yeah, whatever you think.
I mean, chilled
Yeah.
to the bone.
Exactly.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You also could choose to not take that consequence and instead pass it off to one of your NPCs.
What? Chilled to the bone?
No.
It would be
So
extreme.
yeah.
Oh, it would have to be a major.
Jimmy.
Well, no. Either Jimothy would take a 4, a moderate, right? He takes like 1 step above you, or like supporting take like 2 steps above you, or NPC nameless take like 3 steps above you.
Horse falls dead.
So-
Spontaneous.
A nameless NPC would be taking a extreme consequence here to not take.
Someone's gonna lose their
Just
legs.
to be clear, you have to. mild ones you can get rid of, and moderate ones you can't?
All of them you can get rid of. It just takes a lot longer. So the two, the like mild consequences, take a session. After they've been treated, they take a session for you to like heal.
Yeah, so
Moderate ones, they take a longer time, but then they shift to a mild. They like get downgraded, so you're not like, say like Sophie's character got shot in the lung, remember, in the Chronicles game, and so she took a severe consequence, and then she got treated, and then like at the end of the time period that elapsed, then it would be moved to a moderate, and so she'd be like still bandaged or something like that, like hard to breathe or something. The consequence would have been downgraded.
So
over time.
I still have to treat it this session or whatever, but then I still have to deal with the consequence for the rest of the session.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
This session and next session it will be gone.
Yep.
Okay. And
If someone
if I
treats
gave it to Jimothy, he would have to keep it for 2 sessions. Is that right?
Possibly
roughly,
longer.
I think they define it as a scenario, and that's something that to me is a little weird. They're like a session versus a scenario versus a campaign, and I'm like,
it's fuzzier for this because we're like, it's one big mission.
Exactly.
But probably a leg of the journey would be a scenario.
yeah. So
I guess.
potentially a couple sessions, 2 sessions or something to remove a moderate consequence.
I just keep it.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
I just wanted to know, like, so I can make the math in my head if I'm like,
Yeah, scene session
it's
and
time for
scenario.
favorites.
Yeah, and one other thing to
down.
make sure that we get it right, because I think I was wrong in this last week, and a couple people might already have consequences, but if you have a consequence that is a 2, don't you take a penalty on certain rolls?
Into everyone.
Is it every roll, or is it just certain? Keith is looking
I'm
that
looking
up.
that up. I'm right in.
But whatever the case, I'm done with that. You guys all rolled and took your mental damage, right? Okay.
Was I rolling? Sorry.
No, I think you're good.
Okay. I didn't think so.
And I feel like you two were really engaged with the Qalupalik there at the end, so you weren't necessarily watching as that
Oh, I
happened.
wasn't?
yeah,
I
that
had
kinda-
already
that
like
kinda
sent
wouldn't
an
have been
attack.
fair to-
that.
Oh, you did. You're right. So yes.
I think I
Yes. Okay.
was already trying to.
In
not
my
look at
head,
the
I see
Qalupalik
narrative
thing.
as 2
Cool. And then at the
That's-
top of the
I
initiative
don't think that would've been
is
fair to like.
Yeah.
Was that
To me, it
monster?
doesn't make sense narratively.
So
at the top is
Alexi-
Alexi and Yirrik.
You.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to take another swipe at it.
You are mauling Furla currently? Is that what the
Yeah,
monster is?
exactly.
7 points of damage there. Unless you want to go first.
Yeah, I can go. I know what I'm gonna do.
All right.
So I obviously am listening to Lhanji.
You turn around and you see Furla being like ripped to shreds down there.
I know.
Shreds of like bark are being torn off.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yirrik feels bad, but also like she jumped off the ship for no damn reason, so he's still kind of confused about that. So it's kind of like, well, maybe she'll learn something from that. And so he
cold-blooded.
He just goes back to his stew.
He's just, he's
People
still
gonna be hungry
concerned.
after this.
He has the wisdom of the goat. So
When
you learn by batting your head against a fence post.
shit happens, my friend.
But he's gonna grab
Good.
he's gonna grab another harpoon from one of these people that are throwing harpoons, I guess,
Yeah, do it.
and take a shot.
I don't know how to use it.
So let's see.
I don't know how to use it.
I'm having a hard time finding that, but I did
60
notice
hit
that
this thing?
whoever gets the consequence on you gets a free invoke of it.
I think it's a 60.
It's
You get a
right
free
as
invoke of it
six,
as an aspect, right?
Okay.
Sorry.
So there's that. I'm still looking for the other.
Interesting. Okay.
So I rolled a total of a
That I can just hold on to.
3.
Like it just doesn't persist, or is it an aspect that just goes away at the end of the scene?
Yeah, it'll go away. I mean, it's only the creature that did it.
We're not moving
Right.
on, and we're
Yeah.
getting our fate tokens back after this. So.
Yeah, we erase our stress, right, and then our
Yep.
fate tokens we get back.
Yep.
This is a beefy creature.
It is, yeah.
I went after it
Yeah,
full,
so-
full well of being like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll take this thing
I can
down.
take physical stuff. I was not expecting the mental though. I was like, just like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
So I'm going to use. I'm gonna pay for Blinded by the Ice. And I'm going to also use that focus fire because I'm now joining the crew of people hurling harpoons.
Awesome.
And that'll bring it up to a total of a 7.
Yeah, to attack it. Did I roll to defend?
You did not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh, I didn't realize Dex right. I thought there was an auto.
Well, okay, you are doing what?
assuming
Attacking
you
or
were-
creating?
For some reason, I
assuming you
thought
had
your
6.
defense was at 6 for some reason. Okay, so I got a 4. You rolled to defend.
I don't know if I had rolled.
You had not.
Okay.
No,
I was
taking you off your base
oh,
stat.
I was being ridiculous.
Okay, well, so I ended up with a 5 actually, so a little better for you.
Cool.
All right, so you can. Do you want to do focus fire?
Yeah, I'll still do that.
Okay.
So that's a total of 7.
Help Leo
So
get
you
his
get your-
Oscar.
So
Yeah,
whatever.
this is a little bit
No, I am
Revenant-esque.
I still took the two invokes. Blinded
Oh,
by the
you
Ice
still
I
did
paid
2
for,
invokes.
and
Okay,
then
okay.
free focus fire.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
So let's get mauled.
And the bear mauling scene is pretty gruesome.
Dude, I love that movie. What a good score.
All right, Ash is up.
Wait, I don't know what sort of damage you're considering a harpoon doing.
Alexi hasn't gone
Oh,
yet.
I'm sorry.
I think weapon 2.
Okay, so 2.
I was looking my thing up and got.
Is it looking pretty bloodied up now?
I hope so.
Yeah.
This dang polar lion.
I'm kind of like, I'm almost at the point that like
This harpoon going
pack
into
up
his
and just get moving.
into this thing's like shoulder or something like that.
Still hasn't taken a consequence,
Some bull
but it's close.
What is this? This is just a.
That was a boost I had
my
like at
last
the very
face
beginning of the scene.
Are there any
damn.
free invokes left out there? No. Okay.
No.
Oh. Well,
That is a -4 roll.
yeah.
Holy.
Go
Can I?
That's
I
basically
mean,
a
you do have your hotspot. You could re-roll.
Yeah. We kind of have to. That's otherwise it's just a wasted turn.
Can I spend a fate token in order to boost him with a moment in the future?
Is that a normal thing that's allowed?
I think so.
Is
right?
he?
You can spend a fate token out
fate token to
out
boost
turn.
somebody else's roll? I
Out
think.
turn.
I think so.
They don't
Well, that's
really
pretty
have
cool. Whatever.
turns, do they?
I'll need it either way. So it's
We
a
kind of
4.
have an initiative.
You ended up with a 4.
I mean, I like initiative, but
I rolled basically +0.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of how the dice are made to roll in this game.
Yeah,
They
it's
they
like-
tend to average out.
no.
Y'all,
And yeah,
y'all all got all my quick.
I built these guys, these things to be tough.
I have one right here. Cheat sheet.
Because there's only 2 of them. Had to take on a party of 5 people.
On the other side. Oh wait, no. This is related to what we were talking about. Yeah, it's to the attack. You know, this thing, Josh, on the cheat sheet about the minus to the attack value, I think is talking about the stress that it eats up. It's saying like -2 to attack value for a mild consequence. I think that's referencing the 2 stress that it eats up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense.
unrelated, but yeah, +2 to another character's roll versus relevant passive opposition. Teamwork.
Should you wait to see how his results go for defending?
See if that.
Well, I rolled really well on my defense, so
I think that was really.
I don't think you're gonna.
Okay, it doesn't matter then.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we determined that is something that you can do.
Yeah. You can
Yes.
spend
I'm
points.
looking at
That's pretty cool. I like
That's
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
well, maybe not.
6. Always at least have a +2.
Yeah, I have a 9. He has a high bonus, and I rolled really well.
I'm just trying to think. Like, you have to always at least have a +2, even if it's your best stat, and then potentially need +4 more if you roll as well.
visitor.
I'm a school visitor.
That's right.
I always visit schools. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
That's not good.
Ash is up. And then-
All right.
Come on, guys.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling like Ash is back into proving himself mode.
Heck yes.
Wait, wasn't there? Do we still have the thing about the netting? That was thrown
The
out?
netting is down.
The boarding net.
Where is that?
Yeah, that was a thing.
That was an aspect that was untapped.
boarding net.
You're absolutely right. I don't know what happened to it. I had just grabbed all
Oh, maybe
of them.
it was on the back of the thorn. Yep, it was on the back of the thorn.
There
That was my
it
bad.
is.
Boarding net. Can I move and do something?
Yeah.
Basically, right? So I'm going to move down to the ice,
Okay.
and I'm gonna sort of,
Are you just kind of jumping down?
I think
If-
we had ropes down.
if that's possible, or like take a rope down or the
Yeah.
net down or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to kind of come down by Alexi and sort of just shake him and
Say, stop missing, you idiot!
No, I'm just gonna shake him and say like, "Get Furla away from that thing!" And I'm gonna put my hands down on the ice, and I want that thing to swim. So I'm basically gonna just send
Cracking the ice.
as much fire as I can, as much heat as I can. Like I'm directing it
Okay.
right underneath that thing,
Yeah.
and underneath Furla right now. But I just wanna,
Yeah, to try.
I think that would be like creating an advantage, I would guess. But
Maybe
or just like a straight.
obstacle?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say what type of a move that. Like that's the sort of thing that it's like.
That sounds like a barrier. Right?
Yeah.
Creating an advantage.
I think
The
it's
idea is to put up a barrier.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So. Yeah. I guess like
So it would need to overcome an
it
obstacle.
would. It would
defeat
need
its
to. Like,
barrier.
yeah. I want to break the ice all up under its.
Yeah.
Under its feet, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the DC for that? I mean, it's a pretty big area, but like a DC, I don't know, 3 or something seems reasonable.
DC 3. What does that mean?
Yeah, and also I think the DC would play into like what are you trying to get it
the
just
number
under
you're
its
looking
feet,
for.
or are you trying to make sure that you're not getting it under
to
your
not
own?
to not get and to not have Furla fall in.
I think I'm just going full bore. I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to pump as much heat
Yeah.
as I can into the whole area and figure it out later. My 23-year-old self is not.
Yeah, I think a 3.
A 3 to succeed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's a 5.
Okay.
Sweet. Yo, get ready to get the fuck up on this boat.
Yeah. So
we could like roll a defense against it as a possibility, I guess.
have it roll a defense
Yeah.
to like jump off of that spot where the ice is breaking.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of loosey.
I mean, I am okay with it falling into the ice here. I just don't know what that is. That just creating another.
Then it would have a barrier of a 5 to overcome to get back to us, right? To like reach us again in the same way.
Barrier of 5.
Like he would have to roll overcoming an obstacle and beat a 5 to overcome the barrier.
The difference was 2.
Oh, okay. Then a 2. It comes a like passive barrier of a 2.
Okay, gotcha.
That he needs to overcome to get back, but he has to use
Gotcha.
his turn to do that. So
Yes.
So we bought us a turn.
It buys a turn.
I'm
So, yeah,
going-
that
I'm going-
seems like that works.
If I were to use a fate token, would I succeed with style?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use a fate token.
Yeah, and I think in that case, basically, it would just be adding to the
Yeah.
challenge level of it for it to climb out. It would become a 4 instead of a 2.
I want to do that. I'm going to invoke does not suffer bullies
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I love it.
and add 2 to that because I
Nice.
see Furla getting attacked and that just sends me into a rage.
Okay, great. Yeah. So the ice all cracks around it, and it starts to slip, and it falls into the water, and it will have to overcome a 4.
Is that a thing where we will as well sort of have to overcome when it gets to like
No,
Furla's turn?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless you like continue to go at it. And you dove into the water to keep stabbing at it.
Yeah, I jump in the water after it.
You're not getting away.
Son of a bitch.
Nice.
Baller. Obstacle.
Sick.
Yeah.
Alexa, you might not get your trophy, man.
Okay.
Fishing line.
Whose turn is it?
It is my turn.
Go fishing.
So your feet are almost like hanging into the water as this is all like cracked. The ice is all cracked, and it's come right up onto you, but you just barely are still up on.
I'm doing athletics to get on the ship.
Come on in.
And I got a 1, but I'm gonna invoke the boarding net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 3.
So much
Does that get me up?
I mean, honestly, I think a 1 would have done it.
Okay, but I want to get behind everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
You fly. You like literally scramble up like crab style. And we're like, oh Jesus!
Fair enough.
Doing that.
Your branches
Spider-Man
move everyone
vines
out of the
to, like,
way.
get up on the- All right, and that's me. So Lhanji.
I kind of want to command Alexi, and I want to kind of to get you guys back on board. I don't think you need any convincing.
I'll give you my consent, my character's consent. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to use a fate token instead and invoke a moment in the future so that other people can use the boarding net. Because there's solar people down there.
Oh, right. Cool.
And we're going to get our fate tokens back. Probably.
Judge the ad.
If he's a generous god.
You guys will definitely get.
Depends on how cruel our GM.
I thought about it, but changed my mind.
Actually, those were your fate tokens for the entire campaign. So.
Shit!
Sorry.
What you doing?
I was wondering if there was. I don't really feel like, aside from throwing down nets, there's a way to make it still easier for you to get on board.
Can you hold your action?
So to add more.
It's just that she's at the end of the
Yeah.
initiative, so then it'll come back
I
to
see.
me.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you could create an advantage and just get more check boxes.
That's what I was
A
thinking.
rope or something.
You add to it. If it makes you feel any better,
Another check for
can
boarding
I?
net might be.
Yeah.
When
I
it's
was
my turn,
thinking
can
of,
I
guess
like
could
grab
Two of
him?
us are still gonna
As I'm
tell
going on, is that an
able-bodied
additional
people to like
challenge, or what?
stabilize the net or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think I would allow.
People
that.
are like
it would just make
waiting at the end of the net to pull it up, and they're like
kind of
helping.
bringing some
Or they're standing there
actually
ready to
increased
help
the
pull
DC.
them
I
up
was
the
gonna
rest
say,
of the
I
way.
came up with
There's a chain of monkeys.
I came up with another additional
Ready?
aspect that could be useful in the future.
They just
Mostly
go
being
off
like
the.
I'll roll
younger,
resource for
and
my
I'm looking
exotic
for, like,
pets.
Yes.
to correct my character's
Why don't you have
past
any exotic
mistakes
pets?
with character
she
design.
I
does.
like
They're
it.
just
I
not
haven't
here.
rolled.
Okay, what?
She almost had a snow lion.
Have you been in the captain's quarters?
That's a good point.
All right, what's happening?
I'm going to use rapport to command the able-bodied folks to like go to the top of the nets and reach down
Yeah.
hands, and I'm trying to create an advantage to add to
Yeah.
boarding net.
Okay, cool.
Do we have another
That-
I'd say it's that same DC 1.
It is a plus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So not with style, but you do add another free one to it, to the boarding
Oh,
net.
you got it.
I think that just adds 1, right?
But
If
this
you
one's
succeed.
hard. Yes, it just has one. Unless it's with style.
I snap and point to the deck.
Yeah. And there are like
Alive,
like
boogies.
deckhands like reaching down. Like,
Yes, ma'am.
Take our hands.
okay. So on its turn, it is going to use its turn to try to like climb back up onto the ice. So this is a 4 challenge rating, and using its athletics. Okay, so it fails. So it doesn't, and I'm out of fate points, so I can't.
into the water?
Yeah,
with you,
exactly.
bitch.
So it gets almost seems like it's gonna get back up, and then it slides back in, and it's just having a hard time climbing back up
Makes me
this.
feel so
Because
good.
unlike a polar bear, it's not very. It's a cat. It's not very deft at swimming.
Polar bears are
Oh, I think this thing can
incredible
definitely swim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I think it's basically like a polar bear in that way. If it wants to go under, but it's coming after you guys, so it's trying to stay up on the.
Courtney found us.
Hey, Corn Tea!
Corn tea.
What's up, Courtney?
Welcome.
Thanks for joining.
We just kicked a polar lion into the water.
Yup, it's struggling in the ice trying to get back up, but it cannot seem to get its footing, so it's still down in the ice. And we're still at the top. I mean, you guys can, just kind of get up and disengage with it, seemingly at this point, if
You guys really
that's
want
what
this?
you're trying to do.
Well, Furla's.
I mean, I'm
wanting
kind of
it,
like,
but-
whatever, I don't need it. It would have been a nice bonus.
There's gonna be more terrifying creatures, I think.
I want to at least have said, okay, I want to count the bald spot and say that when I took it with it, it was stuck to the end of my blade, so I have practice.
Sure.
I still want to be able to have a scene where he totally gets it pilfered from him. So.
Sew that patch into your clothes.
Make an eye patch.
Yeah, just patch for the cloak.
A
Just a
furry
little
eye
patch.
patch.
Yes.
I love that idea.
That's an
Flash.
idea. I was thinking
Pushed
of having
into
just
your
an
eyeball.
ostentatious shoulder pad for Jimmy. But
One Austin.
An epaulette.
shoulder pad.
Okay, what are you doing, Alexi?
well, I'm gonna grab.
You're just climbing up.
I'm gonna climb up to disengage, and I'm gonna grab Ash.
Yeah. So normally this was like
Scruff
a
of his collar.
1 to climb up, but I think if you're carrying him up, it's going to be like a 4 or something. Of course, you can invoke things to make that happen.
Cool.
Yeah, you got a boarding net.
Well, hopefully I won't roll super fucking bad. I need athletics for that, right?
I think so, unless there's something else you can justify.
Maybe endurance.
For the
Climbing with
diploma.
one hand.
Yeah, I think
Climbing with one hand while I'm pulling about
I do think that's. I think it's athletics.
All right.
It's definitely a close-up shot on your bulging muscles.
We really like to talk
Alexi's
about
bicep.
I always picture The Rock.
It's another Arnold flex moment.
Why didn't you just walk at the net?
Well, what's your total?
Okay, so athletics make it a 1.
Okay, you're at a 1. It was a DC 4, so you need 3.
So I would need to.
You can do
invoke
both boarding nets.
Well, you
I
can only
can't
do it
do
once.
So is there anything
That's
else?
true. You can
to
only do it
invoke?
once.
What's that other one over there?
This kind of had to do with me. This was when I resisted the cold, so I was like, it's just the beginning of the cold.
Can I, and this might be just like a thing, just because we're trying to get up and mad here, can I like roll to sort of like snap into it, basically help get us up both up there?
I mean, I think what I can say is that you guys are kind of like halfway up, but not all the way up.
Within jumping reach.
Yeah, that if it
of a lion.
perhaps if it succeeded with style on climbing out, it could like grab onto one of you
Grab
still in this situation.
ankle.
So I guess I grabbed him by the scruff of my collar. I started like climbing my way up and
Yeah, but
slipped a little bit.
But if he
'cause the-
succeeds, then you guys can both kind of clamber up together. I think.
All right, let me try and climb.
So that's where I'm
You
at.
have
I slipped a little bit while trying to pull you up.
No.
Because we need
That's
to
it.
remember the teamwork rule.
Yeah, I know.
What's the teamwork
To
rules?
serve spending the each other's tokens or the team.
No, I was looking at the teamwork thing, but I lost
If
it.
multiple people have the same skill, you can
Yeah, you can like
add.
give up your turn and add a +1 to the other person's roll.
Oh, cool. Like if you're both trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm not an athlete. I'm an athlete.
But you can probably overcome this
Depends
with
on how
a
critical
with the
blast
roll.
of wind,
I
right?
think it's
With
definitely
an evocation blast, a rocket kind of
Rocket boots.
But it's
I
also
would totally
a
allow it.
Well, if I roll, I would just take that, and
That's true.
athletics would start at 0. What do I need to roll to like get up? 2? You said?
Well, I was saying it's a 1 just to get yourself up. It's a 4 to get both of you up.
Crawl out of Alexi's arms.
Let go! See ya!
Exactly.
Dork.
Like you get back here! I'm gonna have strong words with you, young man.
Hold on, let me see.
You go in your cabin. You think about what you've done.
Oh Lord.
I'll go full dad mode on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for it.
What are you doing?
climb up this rope, y'all.
Yeah, it doesn't. We don't need to like.
Wait,
alright,
here's
I'm gonna do
here's
this.
what you do, Iron Man style.
Yeah.
Boost us up. Come on, man, you can justify
Evocation,
with
blast
evocation.
yourself
Yeah,
up, man.
fuck
Go
yeah.
for it.
I'm gonna try and invoke a rocket out of my hand.
Are you also a windbender or just a firebender?
I'm an all bender.
You're an all-bender? Oh yeah, do it.
All right, I'm gonna do a wind bender because I'm fired out
Wind
for the
burst.
day.
Ooh!
Yes.
Okay, I
Iron
really
Man style.
I really do it. I get a 7 on that.
7. You succeed with style.
With style.
We wind up here.
Yeah, or like you blast yourself up and do this perfect like somersault type thing and land
Hell
like
yeah.
just super gracefully
Cross your
the deck.
legs in the air and then like
You're like,
lower
hello
something
there.
down.
Meanwhile, Alexi lands like face first with his legs up in the air.
Ay, ay, ay.
Just sort of
General Kenobi.
Awesome.
sick.
Yeah, the polar lion seems like it's still kind of trying for a little bit, but then at some point it just kind of goes down in the water, and then you see it disappear, and it's like it's swam under, and it's maybe gonna come up somewhere else.
How do cats swim,
So
Josh? I need to know.
disengages.
Give me some gestures.
There are many examples of cats swimming in nature, Keith.
Oh, okay, sorry. I've just never seen them.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
They always have their.
You not seen tigers
Yeah, it's
before?
definitely like head up, and it's usually just like a doggy paddle type situation, but
Or is it
I'm
like
trying to-
Kevin Costner in Waterworld, where it's
I
like...
can't think of there's also a breed called a something water cat. I can't think of what.
Oh.
It's like a region, something or another water cat that's like
A
super.
big cat?
Kitty said tigers love swimming.
Tigers
Yeah,
do love
yeah, they
swimming.
I
do.
stand
Totally.
corrected.
Kitty knows
Leopards.
so much about cats, it's not even
I
funny.
would believe it.
Leopards.
Well, there is a
tigers.
reason that that this is a polar lion is because I have a serious love for cats as well, Kitty. So it could have been a polar bear, but a polar lion is just
cooler.
cooler.
Way
Yeah.
cooler.
But
nice
you guys
twist.
defeat the polar lion.
How many harpoons did we lose?
Well,
All of them. I threw
plenty,
like
but it's
15 harpoons.
inconsequential.
Okay.
ultimately.
Furla
Wait, that
curls
was a
around
resource? We spent that?
No.
the pot of soil that Furla grabbed back in town that the snow vine has like burrowed back into. Furla is like hunched over it with like their hands and like feet stuffed in this pot and like rerooting back into this pot and just shivering and being
Well, when you rest
just
in your
begun.
place, Yirrik comes over to you and is like, "Are you okay?"
I failed her again.
What in the world were you doing out there?
That girl, the chieftain's daughter, she died because of me. Sheila.
You're saying you saw a girl out in the middle of the ocean.
Maybe she wasn't there now, but she was years ago.
I see. Well, as long as you're all right. You look pretty rough, though. We're gonna need to get Jimothy over here.
It's someone call for Jimothy!
Someone call for a doctor!
Jimothy just died burning.
Well, I didn't take any consequences. I just took a bunch of stress.
Yeah.
So.
No physical consequences?
My endurance is really high. As a
that
3,
makes sense.
so I
You are
have the 4
a
boxes.
tree, so.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the crew kind of gets back to work on the ice, and the burner is working at the bow. If you would like to be joining him, you can, and eventually you guys break the ship free, and it begins its continued travels northward. Today is the 28th Sword of Summer's
If it's
Descent.
blank on the other side, we'll keep it.
Oh, yeah, keep that bad boy.
Oh wait, calendar? Did I hear a calendar being mentioned?
Calendar lore! Calendar lore!
I'm having his yet.
Wait,
Yeah, pull up the epic calendar.
That was the Qalupalik that we called.
Yeah, exactly. It became a mix of animals as it went on. The boar lion thingamajigger. Oh, what time is it? Should we? Is it
7:45.
7:45? We can keep going for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, where are we?
This is the 28th Sword of Summer's Descent, I believe.
Our chronicle.
That's towards the end of it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Dang, it's the summer.
3 days before the
This
end.
is gonna be nasty when it gets cold.
These are frozen solid, man. It's easy peasy
Yep.
right now.
Yep. Okay, so the 28th sword.
Calendar hype.
That means that you guys still have, I think, 7 more days to go. It had been 3 days of travel into the ice. Isn't that correct, Daniel? You guys had marked 3 days worth of like food, water.
Yep.
So something that I was thinking about was that it didn't really make much sense for you guys to be doing water. I think they probably have water on the ship, but they would have had you guys do your own food.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we can kind of forego the water for now, but I think you guys still will need to do food checks, and that means you probably will need to scavenge at some point here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get our lion.
Yeah, exactly.
We did get seal. I got that one.
Yeah,
seal.
you added that, right?
Yep. It's on here.
Also, something that I decided upon, I've been really kicking around trying to decide how to do it. So normally with the Fate Horror Toolkit, you guys don't have any stress tracks at all, and you only have consequences, and that is balanced out with your huge cast of NPCs that are taking consequences for you. I wanted you guys to have stress tracks in the fights so that you could actually fight things and feel like heroes. But there are a bunch of other elements of this that don't really work if I'm dealing stress to you, because then ultimately stress is immediately taken away. And for like travel, where it's things that need to be like sticking for a while, aka consequences. So basically I've decided that if it's like environmental hazards like that seasickness, I think it's going straight to consequences and it's not doing stress. Same with if you're scavenging. If you're scavenging, you roll to see if you can find a thing. I roll as either the environment or like a creature that's kind of attacking you, and you roll to defend. And if you don't defend well, you take a consequence, or one of your NPCs takes a consequence. So in those cases, we're not doing the stress track, and basically the stress track is only being used during fights. Right?
That kind of makes that almost seems like resource gathering is more risky.
More dangerous, I know. In a way it kind of is, but there's just I'm trying to find a happy medium here. The alternative is that you guys don't have stress tracks at all. And then when you're in fights, like every time that you're getting hit,
It'd be a short game.
Yeah,
right. Well, but then you're killing off
NPCs, right?
Still.
Yeah.
It still seems like it would be a short game, I agree. Yeah, so yeah, this is my alternative, to make the fights still seem like you guys can fight and you can take a few hits before things start getting really nasty. Also, you guys ain't seen shit yet when it comes to fights, so.
And also consider if you're gathering resources, you're probably like on your own, or you're like with one other person. So it's
There's a couple
unlikely that
people
you
out
could
there.
really, hold your own in a big
How
fight.
bad is it to just go out and get a little rabbit or something? Or if you're like, I found some berries. I guess you could like eat them. Like you're tasting the berries to see if they're good. And like, oh god, it's poison.
No stress until Jimothy dies, and then change the rules back.
Why does everyone want Jimothy to die? Listen,
I vote for that. Thank you,
I will
Kirby.
let Alexi die before Jimothy dies.
The character that should have been the main NPC from the beginning. Hilarious.
I don't think Lhanji would ever hire on.
Jimothy? No.
So yes, that being explained, we have 7 days to travel, and how many days of food do you guys have? You still are basically accounting for around 20 mouths, so it seems like you're going to be marking 4 food a day.
Yep. We got 3
days worth of food at this point. So also, do you guys want to do anything to heal any consequences that you guys have taken thus far?
Sure do.
Wait, we didn't. Did we add the food for the seal?
Yep.
We got.
We did, yeah. Okay, so like for instance, Alexi has taken some mental consequence. So
good friend.
so really, empathy is the
good
way to heal that. If anybody is interested in having a conversation with Alexi about his
What is it?
trauma.
Empathy?
Empathy is the way to
Is that
heal.
how you do that?
Yeah, it's like.
I do have a 1 in empathy, but I feel like I might need to be getting some.
What's wrong with
Lhanji
what's
has
wrong
it
with
too.
some essential oils and
And
kava roots
I feel like the
and
DC
chamomile?
is 2, right?
Yep.
It's because it's a mild consequence.
consequence number.
Yeah, consequence number. So it would be a challenge rating of 2 in order to make an empathy check to heal him.
How many like actions are we, or like? turns?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do on the?
I mean, like 1 per day, I guess.
Okay.
We have 3 days that you can travel before you need to start looking for food.
So we'll go around
However
the
you
table
wanna do that.
3 times before we get to the.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And we're still on this boat, right? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't even know if we need to actually go around 3 times and try to take have everybody do something for every one of those times, unless they really feel like there are things to do.
Yeah, people could do teamwork and work together on something too.
Okay, I don't really know what you guys have in mind, so whatever.
So, like Jimothy, for example, could tackle the seasickness because he would clearly have something that would settle your upset tummy. Does he have to do it for every single person who has seasickness, or so he can't just be like, "Oh, I've brewed some potions"?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess this is. I don't feel like it makes sense to be like I can only administer like to 1 person for a night or something if people are injured.
The other thing, does it narratively make sense that like people would carry seasickness conceivably for like a long time after?
Well, so far you guys have only been seasick like this day,
Okay.
and then haven't done anything about it. Like it actually hasn't been very long.
Okay. I just kind of figured we had it at the beginning and we'd been traveling for 2 days. I don't know how long.
I don't actually recall when it was that the seasickness happened versus whatever else. But yeah, you guys probably would have healed it then, but we didn't get to that because we hadn't really come to any of that conclusion yet. So we need to heal it now.
Fair.
How many people are seasick? I mean, my plant is, but I can handle my plant.
Okay, yeah. So the 2 of them are seasick. So Jimothy can make 2 rolls over the next couple days to heal them of seasickness. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
That it's 1
We
a
can
day?
have each person just do 3 turns and then be like,
Yeah.
done. Cool. If that works.
Yeah, I just don't know if people even have 3 things to do for 3 days. So
Yeah, you could just have it be 1 turn, but then that kind of sucks for.
I'm just trying to move things
Treating.
forward. So
Yeah.
so can we start healing?
He is it lore? Somebody has? Or did we change it to academics for him? Where is that sheet? Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, my plant is seasick.
My new coaching excuse.
I can't turn in my assignment.
Okay, well,
'cause my plant.
whatever
is
it
sick.
was.
It also
academics
ate my
or lore.
homework.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, 4 succeeds.
Who needs it?
Lhanji would insist that
Ash be
Ash be
treated.
treated first.
Alright, I'll take it.
Oh, come here. Let good old Uncle Jimothy take care of you.
I don't like it. I don't like getting anywhere near Jimothy, but I will take it because I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
What's not to like? I'm an agreeable person. I'm here to help you,
So
my young
take
friend.
it and then.
Don't
mind
Head to the other end of the ship.
That's the bitter part, but it's just to wash the rest down.
Oh, please, you incompetent fool. There's no horse piss in this concoction, my good friend.
Competent fool. What a
This-
bedside manner.
This, my friend, is a very specific concoction of the kava root and.
I've already left.
Just swill it down and stuff to
Where are we going? Well,
I don't.
next patient. Next, please.
Roll,
Can you
man.
roll again?
Yeah.
Don't fuck this up, Jimothy.
Do not.
Well, 3.
Yeah, succeeds.
Okay, so he may have cut some corners on this one for Lhanji.
How are you
Bottom
imagining
It's so
my
good.
cooking rolls going?
Yeah, honestly, that's something that I kind of feel like I need to still circle back around to. But I feel like if you are making a cooking check to like reduce the amount of food that you use, I think you can.
Okay. That'd be cool.
And yeah, I think probably. So we're
But
saying
you also use it potentially to make like healing rations that could reduce minor or mild consequences, or
I think it could be used to remove like empathy. It could be used to remove like mental
Chicken soup for the
consequences.
okay, cool. I love
Yeah, I could see that.
that. So I will, but I'll roll to reduce the food. So,
Okay.
What do you think? What are you imagining looking for?
Yeah, so I think I mean conditions, right? You're cooking maybe in the galley of this ship, so you've got some pretty fair conditions to cook, and you've got like food and stuff available. So I think like a 0. It's probably pretty easy for you.
Yeah, that's gonna be very easy. So I'm gonna roll 3 times. So that is a 3.
Okay.
A 4. And another 3.
Okay, yeah, so for those 3 days, you reduce... Well, so those, I guess, are all succeeding with style.
Yeah.
So I think if you succeed on this, and I'm just kind of making this up in the moment, we might change it.
And I'll write it down and we can change it.
If you succeed on it, you're basically, instead of, you normally are marking 4 per day, so you're one of those you're not having to mark.
Okay.
Like 5 people's worth of food. You managed to cook for 20 with 15 people's worth of food.
Yeah.
Right? But since you succeed with style, it's 2 boxes.
Hot ham broth.
So I think for those 3 days, you mark 2 boxes each.
Is there ham in it? No.
Does that seem reasonable?
Yep, absolutely.
So it's hot salted water.
That's great.
Yeah, and if you're in a situation out in the wilds where you're cooking in not as favorable conditions, that DC could go up.
So
or crappier food or whatever, right?
So we still have 6 food left over.
Good ham water.
Okay, so you could still travel for another day without scavenge. Or you guys could scavenge.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna scavenge.
Okay.
Yeah. On the first day, I'll scavenge.
Okay. So we should decide who else is going out with him to scavenge. And the 2 of you have not done anything yet. So, like, on the first day, are either of you interested in doing that? And the way that works is, you decide who's going out to do it, and then you are making a roll that is like a survival or some sort of a check that makes sense to like find the food or find the thing. I am defining what the opposition is. In this case, it's probably just going to be the environment, and I'm rolling to attack against you. Actually, I don't know if I roll to attack or if it's just a set number. I think I roll to attack. I'll pull this up, and then you roll to defend.
Can you check, or can you give me the NPC thing to see? I think I would probably send Navius, and I believe he has survival. Yes, he does.
Daniel, do you still have the Expedition Dracana special rules?
All this.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the first day, I'm gonna treat my plant.
The scavenging rules.
Oh, that'd be good, because then I wanted to join you, but I need to take care of this consequence.
I'm gonna treat my plant, and I have a stunt natural healer. I can use survival to address consequences that are physical in nature. So I'm gonna roll with survival, and I got a 4, so then I succeed. So my plant is no longer seasick. Whoever's got the NPC thing.
It's like queasy, otherwise it's like drooling sap. It's like...
Was hiding in the pot.
Yeah, it's no longer hiding in the pot. I managed to coax it out.
Here you go, Daniel.
Thank you.
Be like, it's
okay. It's good.
It is okay that we are on a sea of water.
Okay.
It's just a lot of water, but we will not drown because we are in a floating tree moving down this sea of water, and the tree will not abandon us. It is like the mother tree. And then Furla actually starts crying a little bit.
Jeez!
Thinking about the mother tree.
Furla's mother tree.
Because Furla has a soft human heart beneath all the bark.
Yes.
I love it.
Nice.
I forgot, I had one other thing. My new dice that have my cooking ingredients on there.
What are these?
These are my cooking dice.
I haven't even seen
I
these.
know. This is the big surprise.
Oh, what?
So these are foodie dice.
Wait, do we need to have them on the camera?
yeah,
when you roll?
Where'd you find those?
Wait.
Hold on, we gotta get
I
the
gotta
camera queued up
focus
and
it.
everything.
I've only had them for
Hold on, Daniel.
3 months and waiting to roll these
Simmer down.
dice for this.
Dice hype, y'all.
Focus the camera.
Wait.
How have you had... Where did you get
So
these?
long. As soon as I knew he was going to be a chef, I bought them. Like
Nice.
Okay, but you gotta roll it like right
They look like custom
there.
I've got to be.
Right there. The pinpoint accuracy.
Yes, this is not Heroes Guild.
Okay, and then.
Oh, are we ready?
Okay, all right, we're ready.
Yes.
All right, so it looks like we've got some pork with it's sautéed pork and polenta
Nice.
with dill parsnips and dill bacon parsnips. That's what's gonna
Wow,
happen.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah, that's delicious.
These dice are
impressed.
These dice are advertised to like you can like just go like roll them and then go to the store and then go cook them.
Come on.
I would definitely do this in my real life.
Yeah, I was just thinking like I need this in my life.
Wow.
So anytime from now on, whenever we're making cooking,
All right, sorry, Void Effigy, you've been replaced.
No, never. Take it back.
Don't say that.
I'm just kidding.
When we return to the Numenera world, he will be the chef man.
Indeed.
Yeah, we should just engrave dice with whatever Void Effigy says.
I mean, if he were here, maybe he could defend himself.
That's true.
I saw
I'm
Pop.
here for you wherever you are, Void.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so y'all eat hearty.
Man, that sounds delicious.
Yes.
Well done, Daniel. Okay, so Keith, you are scavenging.
Yes.
So
my
yes,
first day I treated my plant and it's back to normal. The second
Okay.
day I'm going out scavenging and I'm gonna bring the plant.
And it's
That's
just
cool.
you.
I'm gonna bring the plant.
Okay.
Navius is deployed
Navius.
with you.
I was gonna
Okay.
deploy with you if someone would just talk about my feelings first.
Lhanji
I
will
was-
talk about your
I was gonna
feelings
go
on the day
talk
when
with-
you're treating the plant.
Alexi
In
on
fact,
the first
Lhanji
day.
requested that you come by.
All right. Well, can,
Okay,
can
so
we
I
think-
can we roleplay that
I think
real
for
quick?
for fluff purposes, Furla saw that you were like looking really upset about it and was like, I can't handle that right now. But then saw that Lhanji was
Can't,
approaching and paused and gave the leaf of wisdom of remind him that it's just nature and animals eat one another, and there was just almost that kind of thing, and we'll get it, I think.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I go curl around my pod, talking to it.
Like you tell it the same thing. Basically.
It's just nature.
Just your nature. It's just a seed.
Don't question it. It's just shit happens, man. I guess I'm like,
It's just I don't understand, man. It's just I've seen a lot of things in my time in the war, but never someone so brutally just torn to pieces and get up and keep walking like that. Just had to rethink my life for a second. Suddenly I started thinking about like my son. Like what could that have happened? Did that happen to him while he was out there? And then I realized, nature, man. Just nature.
Nature, man. Did someone make that heal check for you? You were
No.
saying you were appealing someone to do that?
yeah, I was asking
What kind of
for empathy.
What do you need?
Empathy.
Yeah,
Oh,
empathy.
me?
I got that.
I was like, I was just like, I can't believe what that happened. What if that was
That
like
2 is your.
Oh, do I need to roll or does someone
Nope.
else roll for me?
She's healing you.
Cool, because I shitty roll.
Worst possible outcome.
Wait, have we gotten our fate points back?
I
at this
yes.
point?
Yes, you guys have all of your fate points back.
Fate
Oh, give me the
points.
face.
Make it rain points.
Give me my points.
Patsy points.
Money
Need
point,
4?
money please. I need 5 because I don't have any stunts.
Okay.
So I'm not cool.
I just need one.
1. You got a lot of stunts.
It may be coming back.
Money please.
I've been waiting so long to roll these
Yeah, I
dice.
do.
That was great, Daniel.
How about
Thank you for that.
How about Jimothy giblets or Jimothy jibs?
I still like Jimothy junk.
Jimothy junk. Gross. Come and get your head full of Jimothy junk.
No.
Come gargle some junk in your mouth.
Whoa.
It will make. It will heal you
I was
up in
hoping-
just a jiffy.
So what was your like?
I've got to use
outcome?
I got -4 on the dice, which means I'm at -2. I
Yeah.
feel like I
Reroll.
need to re-roll.
Use a
this
fate point
shit.
just to
yeah.
re-roll,
I'll
yeah.
use my secret aspect. I feel like it's the most relevant.
So I feel
Secret
like here you maybe only have to reveal it to Alexi
Okay.
because you're treating him, right?
Also, I added an aspect to mine for future reference, foster father figure. So like, for anyone who's younger than me or I could see is trying to take under my wing because I'm like, I fucked up with my own kid.
Yeah.
So I'm trying,
cool. I
I'm
like
subconsciously are trying to fix that, so that could come in handy with Ash or Tay.
Yeah, totally.
Anyone
It's a
else
cool,
that might
cool aspect.
become a younger.
Or horse number 2, or horse number
favorite?
5.
Oh, I did write down some horse names for you guys.
Oh, right.
Chestnut.
Yeah. Here's the list.
Go ahead.
And reroll.
I didn't mean to.
Tell me what you think about that list,
Sweet
Daniel.
hand of mercy. No.
No?
I still didn't make it.
Damn.
I got 3 minuses
Cricket.
this time.
And Claymore.
Well, I got we got 2 more days to try to figure it out. Maybe
I hate naming them because
No,
they're
I
gonna
just got
die.
a 0.
fork.
I mean, somebody else can be involved in the naming.
Yeah.
I love this though. Oh, you mean
I was
like
planning on talking to him as well, so I could try.
I
These are
guess
some
I blew it.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really got.
like
I'm really just
well,
shake it up.
I guess
To
if
a
you
core.
want to continue to be valuable, you have to.
Yeah, so I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
Does someone
have...
else have empathy?
It's all right.
and
I have some
aid?
empathy.
Don't
in that.
spend all your
one.
points in one sitting.
Should I start the conversation that fails?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think I hear it and I come over.
So you just said your bit. Lhanji
Yeah.
puts a hand on your shoulder and says, Alexi, I didn't expect such reckless behavior from you. Is this going to be a problem in the future? I sympathize. I understand. I also have a child, and I've come to learn you can't worry about those things. You just have to forge forward no matter what. And Alexi's like, I wanted a hug. I wanted some basic human contact.
You see down the hall for a
I'm too grizzled
look
for
and
that.
go.
People are like,
Nature.
Why didn't you get it?
It's a good shit.
Nature. God. Why don't you understand?
I think Ash notices this conversation goes sour, and when Lhanji steps away, sort of steps up and takes the flask out, hands it
That nature.
to
I got
Alexi.
it.
oh, and I grab it. I'm assuming this is a flask of wine.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
Thanks for the drink.
yeah, look,
I'm cutting you off right now,
Right.
just for a second. Be like,
So, how are you doing, Ash? You feeling okay?
look,
Any broken bones?
I'm-
bruises.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You need to take it easy out there. I think that's pretty brave of you out there to jump down to create that distraction. So good job.
Listen,
Oh, I'm
I don't
sorry.
think me and Furla would have
Thank
made
you.
it out of there if it weren't for your help. You know, just want to let you know that.
Was it just
It was just on them. Oh.
this is my first time ever seeing anything like this, and I got scared. I got really scared, and I hid like a coward. And you didn't skip a beat. You went right after her, and they'd be dead without you.
Something you gotta learn, and you'll get there with experience. But when you're out there in the battlefield, don't hesitate. You see a companion jump out there, follow them. You go with them. Make sure that they got your back, and vice versa.
Well, I'm just glad you're here to have our backs when we need it.
It's good to have you here as well. Just want to let you know that. But thanks for the drink.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get something at the next port.
Yeah, we'll get some more.
On me. That gets you a drink.
Perfect.
all right, can we
I'll
roll
ta-
to make
I'll
sure
take
that
it.
actually worked?
I'm hoping it works. What do I need?
It was a plus.
Okay, so
A 2 is what you
a
need.
2. That's a 0 altogether.
Well, you could invoke something.
Yeah, I will invoke.
Can they invoke other? Can we invoke aspects of other people if they're rolling on something that's them?
Yes.
Okay.
Like he could invoke your aspect.
I was actually that's actually what I had in mind. Can he invoke? Because he's clearly tapping into that.
Yeah,
This
it has to be
conversation-
narratively justified that aspect of your character would be helpful to him to accomplish his goal.
What are your
I-
aspects?
So I
here?
have an aspect that I've added called foster father figure.
Right,
In parentheses. So I naturally want to try to take on like a paternal role to
Can
fuck
I-
up my own personal history or to correct my own.
This
fucked up
might not
personal
make a lot of sense, but could I invoke that as sort of in. Nah, that doesn't make any sense. I'll just invoke like looking to prove himself. Like I'm feeling like I'm feeling very insecure about my sort of my inexperience and my getting in seemingly over my head and running at first. So I'm not invoke looking to prove myself.
Cool.
And now looking to prove myself to Alexi because I've seen him like just kick ass in battle many times.
Great.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Boom.
Cool. We're gonna make it on food, right? Even if we don't go, it'll just be tight.
I don't think so.
We have we have 7 days to travel.
Yeah.
So we have, with the cooking rolls, we have 4 days total. So we need 3 more days of food, which is 12 food total, minus me cooking well.
Yeah, if he cooks well. And another thing is that, so when you're scavenging, you have to have 3 successes in order to like bring stuff back, right? And each success is 2 invokes.
Okay.
So like you're going to be bringing back 6 invokes at a minimum, which is a day and a half worth of food for as many people as you have now. But if you bring back like, and if other people are with you and they're scoring successes, then that's where you can like bring a whole bunch back, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So day 2, I'll go scavenging.
Okay.
I have
So, can we use
Yeah, who's
teamwork
going with
with
me?
Navius, who has survival, so that could add a +1 on top of your survival bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But Navius is there, which means that there's a chance that he might get attacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And my vine, I think, also has survival. Hannah, will you confirm
Yes.
that? Yeah.
And I'm writing out many
NPC.
NPC things,
thank you.
so we can all have.
All right. So I'm rolling with.
Probably could have just made copies of that and cut them out.
Oh, I got a lot of giant note cards to use.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. I got a 5 on my first.
Yeah, that succeeds.
Okay, so we got 1 checkbox or 2.
Well, you got 1 success.
Okay. So
Yeah, which is
success.
2 invokes.
Okay. And then the second roll, I'm gonna roll it.
Well, I think each time now I need to roll against you to.
Oh, okay.
Could I
Yeah, I'll
have
wait.
joined, by the way? Because I was trying to like, or if you guys are.
Yeah, I think you were wanting to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That was the idea, is that you
Okay.
wanted to be healed.
I was trying to
before
heal
you
up so I could get up. I didn't want to like go out and waste like all our time collecting food and still.
Let me just make sure really quick on this.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, so then it'll be a
I need those
6.
Expedition Dracana special rules again if they're over there. Sorry, first time doing this scavenging, but just got to get this down and make sure. In each exchange of the contest, the threat attacks 1 or more PCs rather than competing for victories. So like, how much is each exchange?
An exchange was a dice roll.
Okay.
Like it's a turn, like an exchange.
So like you did that, and then I roll, and then somebody else is going to roll to do it, and then I roll against them to attack them. Is that the idea? Or is it like everybody does like a scavenge and then I attack one?
Everyone does a scavenge, but they could alternatively just give me a +1 with their exchange.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you rolled and
I got a 6.
You got a
if
6.
everyone does a +1 as opposed to their own roll.
I'm doing a +1.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Maybe
so,
people want to do their
so and there are 4 people or 3?
4.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attack you with this first one. This is just the environment, and it's like a.
Is it against everyone then, or just?
It's supposed to be just against one player.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
It's a flock of
Well, okay.
crows.
Actually, it just says 1 or more of the PCs.
If it's the environment, I think you're attacking everybody.
You're right. Okay.
But maybe make it a lower, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, so it is the environment, and I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't roll, and I should just be like, you need to overcome this obstacle.
Yeah.
Seems just as reasonable.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so I'll say it's a 1, an obstacle 1 environment. So endurance is probably what you're.
But we
needing
are
to do
defending,
here.
right?
Well. Yes,
'Cause you're
you are
attacking
supposed
us.
to be. I'm supposed to be attacking. You're supposed to be defending. But I
Yeah.
think in either way, it's supposed to be opposition. But I'm having a hard time
Active
seeing
or
it
passive?
being
opposition?
It doesn't define it.
Oh,
So it
okay.
can be whatever, right?
Okay.
So that's what I'm
That's cool.
saying.
Then a 1.
I guess it
we're
depends
trying
on
to
the
beat a 1.
situation. If you're like trying
If it's
to
creatures or
forage
something.
in like
Yeah.
a noxious gas or something, then it's
All right, I beat it with 4.
So endurance checks from everyone that was out
Plus
there.
2.
Yeah.
And my vine has what
Oh,
endurance?
now I roll, alright.
My vine.
That was
No endurance.
No endurance. That's okay.
4 endurance.
blank. Fully blank.
Interesting. It was
I am a snow vine.
It was a 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am a dot.
Can I take consequences for the snow vine?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm just gonna invoke. But I'm invoking its aspects.
Its aspects is that it's a vine.
it is always hungry and undiscerning.
Oh, there you go. It's always hungry.
It's.
Ooh, yeah.
I was just trying to remember what its aspects were.
Of course it would want to be extra motivated for food. It's hungry.
Carnivorous burrowing vine snake, always hungry and not discerning, and the third one is not filled in yet.
Oh, okay.
It could be burrowing and evading some of the environmental damage.
I think its third one should be. Maybe it's just
Up the
convenient,
north.
but it's inert to the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
sense.
used
I mean,
to
it's a
burrowing
vine.
under the snow, so I'm gonna invoke that if that's cool.
Yep.
And then I'll write that in.
I think that's the idea with aspects, is you write them in as you come up with them.
But then they can never change.
Okay, so is that everybody from that round?
Yeah.
So that counts as one success because you
Okay.
guys weren't doing your own. You were all just giving a +1.
Yeah, we could roll separately if people want to. We might get more food, but it's a possibility that
You'd all fail.
people would fail. Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's annoying.
How much is one success for the food then?
2 invokes, which is
So what, 2 days worth of...
Well, right now,
It's
with the number of people that you have,
4 is
four
one
four
day.
invokes is 1 day.
Unless I cook well, which could get it down to 3 or 2.
So we could potentially come back with 6 invokes, which would get us through...
Or more. You can do more than that. Like, but the more that you go beyond it, the harder that the whatever the threat is
Challenge rating
against
is.
you.
my snow vine has survival.
Yes, +3. Well, so that means it adds a +1. Or yeah, but it's not as +3 if it was rolling separately.
I have like only
Yeah.
a +2 on survival, so...
I'll have my snow vine go out on its own, and so I'll roll separately, like 1 for me.
Okay.
So I got a 4 for me, and my snow vine with a +3 got a 2.
Okay.
So 2 more invokes?
Well,
four
his
more.
snow vine. Oh yeah.
Because it was a 1. Challenge rating 1.
Was it a 1 to? I don't
Yeah.
remember what
You said 1.
to get thing. Oh, I said it was a 1 as a challenge to overcome the environment, but I
Correct.
don't remember what I was. Did I even say how much it was
I don't think he did.
to get food here? What did you roll on the first one? I think I did, and I said it was like
I had like
2
a
or
6
something.
on the first one.
Yeah, you
so
like
was
crushed
just-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be marking this.
Well, I'm gonna say it's a 2
Okay.
because I don't know if I had defined it yet.
Total we've got.
So it's still it tied it.
So those are 2 successes, and those were 2 rolls. So I think everybody that's out on the expedition needs to make 2 more
Endurance.
endurance checks.
Question.
Right? Doesn't that seem right?
Yeah, that's probably.
I mean, otherwise I could be attacking individual people. I could be like, you are the one that's doing this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense that you would get
Everybody-
attacked more based on people splitting up because they're all still just in the environment. But like
Right.
if it's the environment attacking us, it's like whether we're together or whether we're apart, it's still just attacking us once. I would think, but
Okay, well... We got a 0 on the thing.
Yeah, but like each round, I need to be attacking you in some way. So you just took 2 rounds with, or or like, I don't know. I guess maybe it just attacked you once. It just is happening once, and then we go around again. I'm a little confused by it.
Yeah, we've done 2 rounds, but we've done 3 turns in the 2 rounds. So you should just attack us twice.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Yeah, I don't totally know. We're trying out mechanics for the first time, so that's where we're trying to figure it out, and also dealing with
that seems to make the most sense to me. Every round it would attack us. Whether we've made everyone split up and they all did different things, it's still like attacking everybody once.
Right. So because the snowvine was separate, it's still part of the same round.
Then that's correct. So everybody, and it's hard because I don't know what everybody else is doing. So everybody else is just aiding.
I don't know.
These 2 are aiding Furla, and then the snowvine was going separate.
Yeah, I think just on its own.
So then that was 1 turn. So then everybody roll 1 defense. And did you guys roll that?
Yes.
Endurance, and you succeeded?
Yes.
It's a 1.
Still
Yeah,
If it's
still
just
a
the
1.
1 round, then yes.
Still a 1, yeah.
Question. So Jimothy still has 1 more free turn. Can he create a boost for somebody? Just like a stimulant.
That's out on that's out on this scavenging?
No,
thing?
just preparing for like I don't know.
Kalima.
For when people come
Kalima
back.
has a mild consequence.
Oh, well then he's treating the cat or cat. Go. Go.
The cat.
Did he ask for permission to touch Kalima?
Yirrik's brought his
I'm invoking Mystical Tundra Dryad
Okay.
in order to pass this defense.
Okay.
What's the
my
consequence?
vine?
It was the same thing, the seam sickness.
Tied
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
He's got some go through.
So you guys have got 3 successes now, so you've got enough to return back and bring back a day and a half worth of food, or maybe more. Do you guys wish to keep making checks?
Want to do 1 more and all work together?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
So the DC will be 1 higher of
3.
like the exactly. Yeah.
I got a 3, 4, 5, 6.
Succeeds with style.
Succeed with style, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's really defines what succeeding with style is like on that. I guess you would have succeeded with style on the first one too, but it seems to make sense that you get an extra invoke. Yeah. Okay, so that's 5 invokes.
So I got 4 successes. 2
Yeah.
of them were with style. So the ones with style are 3 invokes, you're saying?
Yeah. 3 instead of 2.
Yeah, and 2 for the ones that are not.
Do good.
So that is 10 invokes.
Ooh.
Dang, son.
Who's got my paper? Did you get the regular ones? Nice job.
Nice, let's eat.
Yes, can Jimothy heal?
Yes, and I would like to nervously approach your you and also your goat.
Yirrik's already told Jimothy that he has complete permission to deal with Kalima. What happens to Jimothy when he's near Kalima,
That's what I would.
that's not up to me.
Milksmith, does she bite? Does your goat? What was your
She
goat's
can
name
bite,
again?
she has teeth.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I know that. But is she
can bite.
domesticated? Does she bite people if they try to offer her some medication?
I've seen her bite cowardly people, but
Oh well.
tends to do all right around people who are, well-mannered as yourself.
That's a load off of my back, because as you know, I mean, Jimothy, I'm quite, not cowardly at all, so this will be no problem.
Quite not
Timothy
cowardly.
refers to himself.
I'll
in
leave
third
you 2
person.
together. I'll get back to my cooking.
All right.
Milksmith walks out.
And by the way, I did borrow a pinch of goat's root, if that's okay, to make this more palatable for your Kalima.
Absolutely anything. Anything you need, Jimothy.
Can I collect some stool samples when I'm at it?
I don't see why.
Alright. I now have goat shit in my inventory.
God, yeah.
This is great. Which I intend to fully intend to fling at someone.
It is actually majestic caprine shit.
Yeah, as according to the aspect.
I feel like at some point Yirrik is gonna get upset.
Well, he got a 4, so I guess that's fine.
Rude
Right?
day.
Did that do?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Awesome. She feels so much better.
Cool.
Yeah, the challenge is like the number of the consequence, right? So it's a 2.
Oh, well,
Because
You beat it by 2.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your goat is
She
now
looks at you
especially-
blankly.
With her weird goat eye.
Goat eyes are the worst.
Oh, they are so creepy.
You almost. Then you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, thanks, bye. Thanks for the shit.
All right.
Cool.
I can't wait to slip
Everyone's
this
healed. You
into
guys got
someone's
food. Do you have food enough to travel for your days, or do you want to make a couple cooking checks?
We do have enough, but I'll make some cooking checks nonetheless.
Okay,
So we've got 4 more days.
I think so.
I'll do like 3 more rolls.
Whatever you'd like to do.
Do you have any other NPCs?
So
that
that's a
crushed it.
6
Dang!
Nice.
and a 3.
Normal success.
Ooh, that was a negative. And a 1. No. 3, 1, 2. 2. So, 2 succeed with style, and then 1.
One regular,
Yeah. And then I want to use my last day to go into knock on Lhanji's door.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna do this math real quick before I forget. And this is while y'all are out hunting. I would be imagining. So I said 2 succeeds with style and 1. So. All right, we still have 9 food after all that. Y'all.
Nice.
Nice.
Did well.
Well done, guys.
Did good.
Yeah.
It only cost me 2 fate points.
Oh man,
I rolled so bad.
that's tough.
My snow vine does
Yeah,
not
so
have
I knock on your quarters
endurance
one
Knocks,
afternoon,
other knocks.
and I come in.
This is the Jimothy death of it.
Um,
Oh my god.
and I'm wearing some sort of like cloth hat, like this, except and I remove it and kind of hold it. Good evening.
Master Milksmith.
Yes, Lady Bree, do you have a moment to speak with me?
Lhanji, please.
Certainly, of course. Lhanji, do you mind if I come in and speak with you briefly?
Come, of course.
Great. I assume you were the one who.
You did intend to speak, did you not?
Yes, sorry. Sometimes, it's just new, shy around new people. You were the one who hired the crew, correct?
Yes, after a thorough investigation. I know things about you you may have forgotten.
How unusual. Regardless, it's just about Furla.
Furla.
Yes,
What a wild one.
indeed. I rather like her as a individual.
Furla's a plant.
Them.
Them as a yes. However, they did rather put the crew in danger.
Yes.
Wondering, this is only going to get harder and harder as we go and move into spring and then, or fall and then winter. Do you think they've got the stuff?
Meanwhile, cut to Furla carrying a carcass of an animal through the blizzard. Right, guys?
They're sitting there like,
The cutback, okay.
Furla, I think should have no trouble. They're native to this region, even further north. What about you, Master Mixsmith? How are you holding up?
Well, I'm doing rather fine. My goat was a bit queasy, but I don't mean their physical constitution.
Nor do I, not strictly. I mean to say, Furla has traversed the dangers of the north.
Okay, well, you do realize that they mentioned something about seeing a little girl out on the ice, and that is the reason for jumping overboard.
Are you familiar with the creature that came aboard?
No, I can't say that I am.
I would not be surprised if it had some ability to manipulate our mental status.
Oh.
If you may have noticed, Ash reacts strangely.
He did seem to be rather cowardly. I mean that in all the best possible way. He seems to be a young, schooling type.
There are strange gestures I usually associate with some form of enchantment. And Furla themselves mentioned that the chief's daughter, was it, may not have actually been present at the time. I think it was an illusion that happened to lead to a life-threatening encounter with a polar lion, but...
Well, I don't doubt your leadership. It's not that. I just want to be careful. I don't want to lose any lives out here.
My leadership? I didn't realize that may be in question. While we're aboard the ship, we do take orders from the captain.
Indeed. The captain did nothing while his people jumped overboard. Her. Well, her people jumped overboard.
Well, none of her people did jump overboard, did they?
Indeed. Well, I will trust you on this one.
I think it's safe to say the ship rule from now on is no one goes overboard.
I would say that would be good.
Without express consent from myself or the captain.
I'd appreciate that.
Well, spread the word, Yirrik.
I certainly will, ma'am. Thank you.
No, thank you. Feel free in the future to come with me with any concerns, comments, questions, feedback. It's all appreciated.
I've got an open mind. I'll make sure to voice it when something comes up in the old noggin.
Excellent.
Take off.
Super quick, can I fish for a compel from my snow vine that its success actually didn't result in any food for us because it ate it?
Sure, I'll allow that. Yeah.
Was its success a 2 or a 3?
It was a 2, yeah.
It comes back less ravenous, but it's like, where's the food?
It's like all like
it's weird. It's weirdly like a snake where it's like all bloated in the one area.
you can actually see the shape
exactly.
Of what it ate. It's like slowly
little baby seal.
It's baby seal like.
Awesome. Okay, do we need to like track food for? We have enough for the next couple days to get to the place. To get to the village, enough food.
Yes. The only thing I didn't do is the last day.
Okay.
I didn't take that away. I already took my cooking away, but then we have one more day, correct? Because I didn't cook then.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we do have enough. We've got 3 left over. After I use that.
Great. Okay, so we're gonna go to a break here super shortly, but I'll just describe that we are. You guys are finally pulling up to your destination. It has been 10 days of travel on the sea. It is now the 5th. I didn't get a chance to pull up the calendar here. I think it's the 5th. the fifth sickle of harvests. What is it? Fifth sickle of harvest.
Will.
Okay, I did have it right. I was pulling that out of my mind.
Sickle.
It is the fifth sickle of harvest will as you pull up to the village of Exshaw. Keith, I had sent you an image, and I don't know if you had pulled
I didn't
that
get
in.
it yet. I'm sorry.
Okay, we can do
I'll
it
pull
after
up
the break.
In the break.
But it is, think of it as inspired, kind of, these people are inspired by Inuit people. They live with a village right on the edge of the ice. And your ship has to park a ways out, and then you're like bringing your stuff in, and you're walking up to this scene, and you're seeing this large raised area where people are trading and like piling up cargo as it's coming in here, and like bartering. People have their fresh catches that they've caught out on the ice, and they've got them up here hanging, and they're selling them and salting them and dressing their kills. And we're going to see what the village of Exshaw has to offer after a brief break.
Cod and kippers! Get
Do
your
we want
cod
to do
and
10 or
kippers
15
here!
minutes? You want 15 minutes to be able to pull that stuff up?
15 minutes sounds good.
let's pose.
Give me 1 second, and then we can pose.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready?
Calendar man, yes.
Calendar hype.
All right. Outro. Whoosh.
Did it work? I don't know.
Well, the last time that we thought that it didn't work, it did.
Nice roleplay.
When we
I
danced.
think it's. And we're live.
What's up?
Hello.
Wait,
Bearded udders!
Yes,
We're
we
back
have a
with
new-
Bearded Udders.
Bearded Udders.
Bearded
We're changing the stream's name, actually.
yeah, we decided that if Kalima has a new aspect, it is definitely going to be that she has bearded udders.
or hairy teats!
Yes. Down for both. In it to win it.
Is that your
Yes.
trouble?
That's her.
You got a thing for hairy teats.
And with that,
Uh-huh.
our cast of characters steps off of the Sparrowhawk and into the village of Exshaw.
Actually, put that on there. It's a side effect from the goat's root.
I will.
It is early morning.
Oh, we need an update on our
What's the calendar for calendar?
on our map here.
Oh yeah, you need some sailing sounds to get your ship the
Yeah,
rest
I
of the
need
way
some
there.
some sailing sounds, everyone.
What was it that I did? Viewership dropped to 0.
What just happened?
How long are they gonna do this?
Oh god, it's horrible. He's moving that really slowly.
It's simulating in movies. You know how like they fly to the places and the map. Yeah, you guys know what's going on, right? But do you
Yeah.
guys know what's going on? We don't know what's going on.
Wait, I don't know what's going on.
Never known what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I wish it was the half image where it's the map overlaid with the it's usually like the airplane,
The dotted
or
line that follows it. Yeah.
and the video of the the way that they're traveling the
right.
ship, and
Yeah.
it's kind of superimposed over the top.
I'll work on that.
Cool. Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
When we work that up.
When we get 500 subscribers, you guys can have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 500 subscribers.
It's all up to y'all.
Gladly.
If you want
it's
it,
up
you
to
can
you
have it.
guys. You can have that just like that dance party.
Or just one really healthy subscriber.
Kirby's over here clipping everything.
I love it.
Good.
Thanks.
I love it.
We appreciate all the
Okay.
clips.
Yeah, so you guys are coming up to the town. It's actually, I think instead of it being early morning, I think it's evening.
Wait, this is our
And so as you guys are pulling up and like unloading your wagons and maybe even like strapping stuff up and rolling up into the town, there are fishermen, Exshaw fishermen who've been out on the ice and ice fishing, right? Boring the hole into the ground and like fishing, pulling them up. And they've got their hauls on their shoulders and they're bringing them all up to this area that seems to be kind of a communal trading, gathering, like bring your catches for the day. And yeah, really, I'm handing it over here to you guys because you now are in this village. Furla, you, of course, know this village as a place of your past where you had some serious drama occur.
Yeah, Furla has their hood up and is kind of, I would say, leading the way,
I
but
was going to say Lhanji would bring Furla in front as the guide and ask for any etiquette pointers.
yeah, Furla's explaining kind of the pace of walking and the way that you greet one another and whatnot in order for you to not look like a outsider.
Got some blank
I'm
things
afraid
there.
I'm gonna
Next
look
turn.
like an
Yeah.
outsider nonetheless. But
Don't do anything offensive.
I'll try my best. I really will.
Was this our captain or was this someone?
Is that Navius?
No, Navius had like
Navius
a
is
had a sword sort of.
Where is he?
More of a
I'm
rapier.
not sure.
Okay, yeah. So there was another one up there, but I thought that one had been used for Navius on the stream, so I wasn't sure which one you wanted to go for. Yeah. That whole front row is basically your whole party there.
That one was Navius.
There's
the one.
Kalina. This one?
Yes.
Since we're talking about it, we might as well check in with the roster of the crew.
Here's
None of which are deceased yet,
Yeah. Super disappointed, actually.
but we're
It's okay.
a little bit concerned.
So
I don't know who that is, or I don't know who this is.
Furla, you know,
This is our like painter or whatever. This is our.
you know, as she's asking you these questions about the people, and these are going to be aspects. Situational aspects of the village. These are kind of mostly about the people of the village, but that they are insular and rumor mongering. But they are also savvy negotiators.
Prime time.
Yeah, so they are insular and they're not really about like outsiders, but where they are about outsiders is if they can like get a good deal from them, right? And they have been trading with the kingdoms for a while and been, you know, trading things that the people in the kingdoms can't get and that are rarities and you know, specialties and stuff like that, and are getting the things from the kingdoms that they can't get. So they feel like only in where it's a good deal, and they will they drive a hard bargain. Yeah, those are the aspects that you know going in.
Do you know anything about their leadership or their societal structure?
You
Can I roll for them? Or-
sure, yeah.
I don't know what I would roll.
Well, I mean, I think that what you definitely know without even needing to roll at all is that when you were here before, they were led by a chieftain, right?
Yeah, the chieftain whose daughter.
The chieftain.
A chieftain?
Yes.
Chieftain whose daughter.
Yes.
Player knowledge, not character knowledge.
But you haven't been here in some time, so you don't necessarily know if that chieftain is even still the one that is the chieftain or not.
Yeah.
Chieftain Tonku was his name.
Yeah.
Tonku means deer in Inuit.
Yeah. So important.
I reveal that the last time I was
got his
here,
own
Chieftain
motivations.
Tonku was the chieftain.
I guess it's
Timothy has
Tuku,
no
not
match in
Tonku.
haggling.
Tuku.
Yeah. Tuktu. Tuktu, excuse me, I'm messing that up. Tuktu is deer in Inuit. He was the chieftain, and his daughter, Sheila, which means flame in Inuit, was the one who went missing when wandering out with Furla.
Oh, is this? So we don't know this, right? But is this Furla's hometown?
This is Furla's sort of pseudo hometown.
I don't reveal that though.
But I don't think that you know that.
Right, I was like, oh, like connecting dots, but not like as a player.
Yes.
Sure.
A character.
Our goal here is to gather resources and leave. Correct.
Absolutely to gather resource, though I may be thinking of some things you have neglected to consider, such as information on other parties, or perhaps some kind of rapport with Ekshaw that may be to our advantage should other adventuring parties pass through.
You can
I
tell
want to
that.
speak with someone in power.
You can tell that Furla seems
Yeah, Furla's like,
uncomfortable by all this, and is like, "I will let you do the talking."
That would probably be best.
Out of character, are we all around, or are y'all speaking privately?
We're in the front.
We're
I don't
walking
think
up.
we're speaking in a exclusive tone.
I think this is as you guys are all as a group moving from the ship,
Okay.
which is anchored, and you're walking across the ice up to this kind of stage. So
Alright.
anyone could have heard or been a part
Yeah.
of that conversation if they wanted to.
Gotcha.
I want to roll empathy to get a sense of who the most, like, powerful person in sight is when we walk up into the trading area.
Kalima.
Power level so distracting.
Over 9,000.
What? 9,000?
So I got a +3 empathy to try to get a sense of the power dynamics in this.
Yeah, so in this immediate area, okay, so there isn't anyone who's particularly in charge here. These people really operate in a very peaceful. They don't really have like law enforcement. They don't really have a need for it, right? They self whatever, they self-enforce. They kind of just take care of themselves, and they generally work together. They have to, because they live hard lives, and they are hard people because of it, right? But you do notice a particularly large tent, kind of like one of these ones that I've got here, with these like massive, you would guess maybe like mammoth or like whale, like mammoth tusks or like whale ribs or something like that, that are holding up this huge fur kind of lined structure. Seems to be a place that maybe somebody who were in charge would is certainly the biggest and most impressive structure in the area, and you could talk to someone to ask more, but yeah, immediately here there isn't really anyone in charge. There are just people that are haggling and like working. These are the docks, effectively.
Then who's got the best goods?
Yeah. This one over here.
All right. That's our first stop.
Who has? Can I ask, like, on who has like the best like information? Like, if someone was looking for information, like whereabouts of somebody, would you have had figured that out as well, or just?
I like that. I was tied into what I was like. I was trying to see who is highest up on the social
On the totem pole,
rankings.
so to speak.
Who is most likely to be able to get me in that big tent?
Yeah.
So I think a successful person would be a good person to talk to.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So you go over to her. This
Yes.
lady merchant here.
Take control.
Yep.
And I need my guide. Who's Firla? Oh, and my bodyguard.
I think
And a shrewd businessman such as
I think Furla's paying less attention to the conversation and more like watching the environment and seeing if anybody's like following us or staring at them or.
Yeah,
I'm staying.
that's-
Where's
Navius and Firla make a 360.
Back to back.
They could go underwater and film sharks. The perception radius is 360.
Okay. Are you talking to this person?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll start conversational. So, Good evening.
So evil.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, tell me more about what you have to offer here.
Ah, yes, you wish to purchase something. She like makes a wide,
Yeah.
kind of gesture, and starts listing off all of these things. Probably many of which you've never heard of, or at least she's trying to list things that are local
on,
and
with
yeah,
clearly an outsider.
obscure, and is telling you, oh yes, this is very good for the stamina, and this is very good for whatever
Fermented shark fin.
Various bladders.
Yes. What is it that you see?
Well, we're in the middle of a challenging expedition. We have much colder, more bitter conditions to endure yet.
Oh yes, one passed through earlier, one such expedition.
Tell me more. I don't. What can I do? Rapport?
Yeah, I think rapport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolls. Here, use these dice.
No.
That's a caramel.
It's respect.
Do you perhaps need a skilled negotiator to
That would be a +1. I feel like that is not acceptable. Lhanji can't live with that. Is an adventurous aristocrat who hates to lose. I need this information.
Yeah, that's definitely relevant here.
And I think I want to re-roll 3 minuses. I can't really get much worse than this.
Yeah.
There it is.
So that's a +3.
Okay. Yeah, you're asking like, tell me more about this.
Yeah, it's very
expedition.
conversational.
She says, I know no names, but she begins describing some of the people in this group. She describes a half-orc and a dire wolf, a massive dire wolf with a half-orc.
This is Brideport,
Yep.
Iron Tusk, and like a
Bastard. I'm not in earshot, so I don't hear it. Jimmy hears.
Furlock clutches their staff and it unravels a little bit and starts to move up their arm.
I don't like these guys.
A dangerous look about them. And a foolish look too. Do you mean to travel to the forlorn wastes as they did?
Come on, you're competitive.
I don't know whether to bluff or.
She says you don't have quite the foolish look about you.
I guess we'll flirt with both sides and just ambiguously say, I've heard to travel there would be death.
Indeed. So long as you know, you've been told already. I don't need to rub it in. And unfortunately, I have no wares here that fend off death. Though I do have some that are good for the chapping of the skin, and and she goes on to then describe a bunch of things that are good for exposure and so on.
I want to create an advantage. I just don't have any good thing to roll here. I'm just gonna roll with rapport, but I'll invoke something. But my idea is to say something in the Exshaw tongue along the lines of like, quit messing around, like just because she's a foreigner it doesn't mean you can like sell her everything, kind of thing in the Exshaw tongue. But
okay,
but it's creating an advantage of like get to the point.
Furlow's messed up being around these people.
You
mumble it out.
Listen, you done
Invoke to reroll.
You done goofed.
Yeah, I'll invoke to reroll.
Okay.
Nothing quite makes sense.
The milk.
Well,
Chapstick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it.
Exactly.
Real
All right,
conversation.
I got a -3 on that one.
Okay.
Please. Give me some chapstick.
Yeah, she looks at you and she says, you speak as if you are one of us, but you too are an outsider.
I picked up the tongue in some travels in the past.
Well, you failed at your check. So.
I sure did.
well, you guys, is everything cool? Because I'm a.
Yeah, get in here.
He's gonna get it.
Actually, I have something to sell you.
Well, it's almost as if you read me like a book. Oh my god! Yeah, so actually that's exactly it. I'm gonna try to turn around and sell them some goat shit. Selling it as fertilizer.
I mean, I would buy cream of goat shit.
Also put on your face is like a great facial to cleanse the pores. I think it would actually
mud
be
mask.
it'd be even better than any of that chapstick that they have. But anyways, I need to say that in Timothy's voice. So, excuse me, young friends. I'm just going to have to barge my way in here. So, hello there. I am Timothy Christopherson. No relation, by the way. So what I have here for you is I would like to make a bartering deal, if you will, please. This is an excellent opportunity. Will never come across your tables again. It's an exclusive offer. I know you clearly do not have this, but anyways. I have here a wonder material. It is a fertilizer, but also can be used as a mud mask that will help with staving off of death and also keep your face.
What about these topical creams that stave off death?
This wonder drug, this deal that I'm going to sell you right now, it will cost you no coin whatsoever if you happen to provide us with a bit more information, or perhaps even maybe sweeten the deal for our lady Lhanji over here. Now,
What information did you have in mind, Timothy?
that's none of your concern. And I pull aside close. Now, I am looking for someone by the name of Corvus. Do you happen to know of anyone under the name of Corvus? And please do exercise discretion.
Who's Corvus?
Corvus is the name of okay.
Secret hype.
Alright, anyways, Corvus is the name of this guy's son.
Okay, yes.
He's now going by the name of Corvus.
Okay.
Original name is Robin. He doesn't know that. But Timothy does.
Okay, so Jimothy is asking about Alexi's son?
Yes.
Okay.
Timothy.
He's got a heart of gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who said he was trying to save him?
Make me a roll.
Okay.
Like a rapport.
What does he have for rapport?
Big Jimothy energy.
Can I use deceive because I'm trying to deceive them?
Sure.
That was what I was going
Sure.
for with the shit.
Yeah, with the goat shit.
Because he's full of it, you know.
Really? I know, Sophie. I feel like we all need to enter conversations with Jimothy's confidence.
You fake it till you make it. And unfortunately, I didn't make it. I have a. I did a 2 on the deceive. I'm trying to offer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what it was. I'm trying to offer an exclusive deal on goat
Yes,
shit.
so he's got his hand out, and she kind of comes up and leans in and takes a sniff and says, Well, I'm all good on goat shit, but the name Corvus does sound familiar.
Oh, good. I'm so
makes a
grateful
noise
to
in the
hear that.
background.
Now, can you tell me what direction this Corvus fellow happened to go in?
Yes, there's a stone on the outskirts of town, which many groups of your sort, the type that like to go wander off and die in the wastes,
Okay.
have written their names on this stone.
All right.
As a sort of I've been here, whatever.
Okay.
Right
Corvus was here.
on the outskirts of town. Yeah, exactly.
Corvus was here. Brideport sucks.
Yeah.
Eat goat shit.
Eat goat shit and die. All right.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yirrik, you spot someone that you recognize.
Oh.
And you know, generally kind of trying to like blend in and not catch a lot of attention. But you recognize Giovanni. Right?
Yes.
And I think Daniel and I might need to have a private conversation for just a moment. Secrets.
Oh no.
If you sit on that side, I can do the one screen thing.
Okay. And it really should only take like a couple minutes, so it should be fast.
Woo! Let's go.
Okay, so
Let's get out of here.
Should I do a 2-minute break so you get settled?
no,
Okay.
it'll be real quick. You guys want, you can go.
Oh goodness.
Probably not that cold out, huh?
Gotta get my.
Oh, are they
Yirrik
leaving
face
or are
on.
we
You can go outside or you can sit in the living room. It's clean.
Where do you guys want to go?
I'm not gonna sit outside by myself.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna go sip on some not good enough.
Does that screen look good?
Yeah. I might just scoot down here. Like so. Is everyone gone? I don't want anyone hearing anything. Is anyone in the bathroom? Someone's in the bathroom, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah. Son of a gun. Okay, well you see Giovanni and he, you know, is like kind of makes a gesture to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize the gesture as like we need to talk.
Yeah. So the rest of the group is probably preoccupied. It looks like.
Yeah, I'll probably have them make some sort of a check when we get back to see if anybody like noticed you slip away.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it quietly.
Okay. Yeah, so make me some sort of a stealth or something, so that if anybody does make a check later, we know what the.
I don't have stealth, but I'll do my best. -1.
Okay. You can invoke if you want to.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm gonna invoke my secret aspect.
Yeah, and since no players are here. Oh, hold on. Somebody's coming out of the bathroom.
I'm gonna go outside.
Okay. He's plugging his ears.
I don't want to hear any secrets.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's no
invoke-
players here. You can tell the audience what your secret aspect is.
Yeah, so my secret aspect is I forget exactly how I worded it, but do you remember exactly how I worded it?
Yeah, you're an illicit egg hunter.
Which means that I basically for years have been hunting very rare or illegal eggs and selling them on the black market.
Yeah, dangerous species of animals, and in particular dragons. And in my world, dragons are vilified. They're not like intelligent like D&D dragons so much, but they are certainly hated. and it is like a big time like felony or whatever in order to own a dragon or possess a dragon egg or sell or trade a dragon egg.
So this is a big score for Yirrik.
That's the secret reason that Yirrik is coming up to the North Pole to this expedition, is that he is here to try to nab a dragon egg. And Giovanni is waving at you, so you guys sneak away. You're invoking this to have a total of a 1.
Yeah.
On your stealth.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
I'll just add plus 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a 1 if anybody wants to check later to notice you move away. So you slip away and find a quiet place to talk with Giovanni, and he seems happy to see you, and thank gods you made it. How was your travel through the seas?
It is good to see you, my friend.
It is indeed.
Tell me, how did you acquire? Did you come with a group?
You're asking if he came with a group? Sorry. Yeah, he's with the Narkenzi expedition. And he says, yes, the Narkenzis. Yes, we got here only 2 hours before you, maybe.
They seem strong.
Well, we lost one of our sponsors. We were attacked by a horrible creature, and not the lady Narkenzi, but her husband. He was pulled overboard and pulled under the ice. Yes.
Do you imagine you to continue nonetheless?
Well, Lady Narkenzi is very shaken up about it, and I'm not so sure. And she blames me, and she blames me because I rushed our leaving Garrettser Harbor, and I rushed our leaving Garrettser Harbor because I fear that someone was on to me.
I see. Someone was on to you.
Yes.
In what way?
I think the heat's on us.
Never in all of our years.
I know.
What do you speak of?
I know, but now we go for the big score, and somebody must have been watching, because I mean, I could just be paranoid, I could just be crazy, but I know there was a judge of Oldar, and he was asking after us.
Us together? Or you?
Me.
You may not know our connection. Nonetheless, they certainly wouldn't chase us into the godforsaken mountains, would they?
Gods, I wouldn't think so, but the judges, they are a crazy sort.
Have you pulled any other
Dedicated.
heists this year? This season? Has it only been work with me?
No, and I've kept quiet. I don't know how they could know. But I thought you should know and be on the lookout.
Indeed. I appreciate this news. I've heard that there's another crew. If yours happens to fail. Bridesport, something of that nature. They seem...
Yes, Brideport.
Brideport. They seem strong. Not to know if they're trustworthy or not. However, potentially get you there if something were to happen and yours to fail.
Yeah, I could make my way in with them. Well, that is all for now.
Indeed. I appreciate...
We shouldn't keep the others waiting.
Yes. I don't know how... My group is observant, so...
Indeed.
I will make my way. Good luck to you.
Thank you. All right. We'll bring everybody back in. For the audience, yeah. The judges of Oldar are... think of them like Judge Dredd, judge, jury, and executioner. Oldar is the god of judgment, and so these guys have ultimate authority, and they are like federal agents that travel the land. Maybe a judge is on to Yirrik. Would a judge come this far? Would I take the time to talk about it if it weren't going to happen?
But remember, it's secret. So
yeah, it's a secret. Don't spill the beans or the eggs, as it were. All right. Enter.
Oh, what did we miss, guys?
You missed 6.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's faced in the other direction because it's
6 over the phone.
beware walking out of your door.
Oh, the chat.
Yeah,
Quiet, they might notice us.
exactly.
I didn't
I don't
see
think
anything.
I don't think there's anything up here that should give anything away. I think we're okay. Yes. You guys are in negotiations.
Did I miss a JoJo reference?
Beans?
I'm upset.
We missed beans?
Yep.
Wait, was Yirrik here? Was he present?
It was Yirrik and I that were doing the one-on-one.
I like beans. I like to plant trees.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Or seeds, sorry. Beans and seeds are different things. But sometimes
Yeah.
they're the
So
same.
you guys are talking with these folks. I don't know totally how to handle this.
I can't.
If anybody like thinks that they would be particularly perceptive in this moment,
Me, I had established that I
you
was
said that you were
watching
like
stuff.
super watchful. Yeah, you can roll a notice.
Survival.
Yeah.
I got a 3.
So you notice at one point Yirrik kind of just slips away from the whole scene and isn't here for a bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm the worst lookout ever.
And he seemed like he didn't really want to be seen. Like he was trying to kind of slink away.
This was your.
I'm gonna try and see if I notice them.
You son of a bitch.
I'll confront him
If I
about
can.
it.
I'm glad I
Roll
can
that
trust you.
to
Yeah.
notice?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
It's a survival
Survival.
ultimately.
Good. A 3.
Okay, yeah. You also noticed.
Did we notice each other noticing?
You both like
What are you doing?
Should we could confront him about it in a combined force.
I'm gonna try and follow him.
Oh.
I'm gonna use sneak and try and.
Oh yeah, I need to roll 2 because I was like right next to him. Like,
Well, okay, you guys are also in the middle of this
Right,
conversation
yeah.
with this person, so it's a little bit weird for me to be like, whoever wants to make a perception roll here doesn't seem very realistic, right?
I feel
So,
like I was out of the conversation.
Keith definitely said that he was being super perceptive.
I was standing right next. I specifically put myself next to Yirrik, but it doesn't matter.
I don't
It's
know.
not a
I
big
think
deal.
nobody is necessarily existing where their miniature is on the.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was purposeful in mine, but
Well, fair enough.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you can totally roll to notice. I'm just saying, like, be honest. Is your character really trying to be perceptive here, or are you just like a part of the scene? You know.
Oh well, okay. So to be fair, I purposefully separated my 2 characters because
Yeah, Jimothy was in the conversation, but
he was involved in that, but that's not really his scene. So.
That's sort of the same as well as, you know.
I thought
some tip of the
in my head, I
conversation,
thought it
Ash
was
stayed
2
behind.
groups.
Then
He
go
wasn't
ahead and
on
roll.
Yeah, you guys go talk to him.
Right. Do you want to roll to perceive?
Do it, yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly like looking, but I'm was literally standing next to him. And I don't think I have a perceive or anything. What would you use?
Survival.
Survive.
Oh, okay, well then survival. I got 3.
Okay. Yeah, you notice him. Unless you want to like invoke anything to try to have somebody not notice you. Here is the other option.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you notice that he just slinks off at some point.
All right. I'm looking around like,
Here we go. Anybody see where he went?
I feel like maybe I would maybe notice him, notice you. This kind of thing.
You notice me, notice you?
Are we noticing?
Did you notice Fairlow now? Noticing us, noticing you?
the JoJo.
So, Waldo!
Yeah, I guess I would.
You don't necessarily have to like try to sneak off.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless, I mean, are you trying to make it so that some other people in the party are not aware?
No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna notice that, but I don't think I would. I don't think Ash would actually like purposefully go sneak after him. For
you make a note of what direction that he heads, or something.
I make a note.
That's as far as I got too.
Okay, yeah. So you guys
Sort of
both notice
see
him
that
head
Alexis
in a direction.
I have no reason to like at this point to suspect anything weird from him.
Right.
All I'm just like, okay.
I mean, we were made to sit outside.
Yeah, I was role playing sitting outside.
So something suspicious, right? From a metagame standpoint. Yeah. Just messing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where did he slink off to? Or did we not know that?
Yeah, he slinked
you
off in this
noticed.
direction over behind these buildings.
Oh, okay, that's where he went.
Mhm.
I'm just assuming he's like, well, that's kind of weird, but I mean, he's probably looking for supplies. So.
In my mind, I'm wondering if he like found a tavern in town or something.
Did he find the booze?
Yeah, I guess you could do that. 'Cause I mean, if you wanted to do that, I'd be like,
I do owe you a drink. Yeah. Gotta spend some time.
Okay, so if nobody followed Yirrik, you only met for like a minute, or
Yeah,
for as long as we talked, basically. So you probably return back as conversation is still happening.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm probably come around the corner inspecting one of these huts. Oh, interesting.
you're not very
you were
good at
asking
lying.
about other expeditions. There's another that is still here who has yet to leave.
Oh, is that so? Who?
So excited.
Yeah, I'm like, she doesn't know their names, so how does she describe them?
Yes, please. And where are their vehicles so I can cut their tires?
Well, a particularly
Wouldn't
particularly fancy lady led the bunch.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Big was she?
Lady Olora is big.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes.
When we say big,
Happy.
Yes, and she seemed distraught, broken even.
Oh, how awful. Well, many things could scar a person out here.
Indeed.
This is my contact.
Yeah, this is your contact, exactly.
Is she staying?
All these expeditions, we don't have a place for people to stay here. They camp on the outskirts of town.
I think I may know her from the capital. Would you mind pointing me in the direction of the expedition? I would hate to
Yeah,
leave
she
a
just-
friend in need unattended.
She just gives like a
Yeah,
over
right.
down that way. There's like I don't know. This is like a road and this is like a road. She's like, yeah, down that way.
Tent number 4.
On the outskirts of town, you get to the boundary of town and then you'll see a bunch of tents, and
Yeah.
that's where these expeditions are all set up.
Where the witch lived.
She was also on the outskirts of town, yes. But maybe in a
Yeah, what's
different
the
direction.
diameter on the outskirts of town?
It's not very far, but yeah.
Furla suffers stress.
Well, that's quite distressing news. Before we make any arrangements to exchange goods, could you tell me who lives in that hut?
Ah, yes, of course. That is Chieftain Amaruk. Which means Grey Wolf.
Do I
Anyway.
recognize the name even if I know that that's not
Yeah.
the chieftain that was around, but
Yeah, you do recognize the name. And Amaruk was a like younger and like a warrior, a hunter of the tribe back then, and seems like somebody who has since inherited the leadership of the tribe somehow. It seems like what's his name, Tuktu is no longer chief.
And is the chieftain in?
I have no idea.
Fascinating. Is there smoke coming out of the hut?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Seems
Someone's at
plausible,
home.
yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, respect for that jaded answer.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm just going to spin it that they were like, I'm not telling you, punk. Alright, we can't have, it would be totally rude to leave without getting anything, so I'll get some chapstick.
Okay, great.
This is life-saving.
Excellent.
You just wait till that shit really does save our lives. Somehow.
I invoke chapstick.
Wait, my lips are
My lips are super moist.
extreme moist.
There's like, you have to like properly kiss and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Are you going to see this
Very
chieftain?
moisturized.
Properly
I think
moist.
we need to see the chieftain.
All right. I'm gonna wait outside, but as I set up to stand at the door, my vine staff slowly slips from my hand and burrows into the snow, and then kind of follows you
Okay.
under the snow.
Whoa.
To be listening under the snow.
You're heading over here.
Yeah, and
You're standing.
I think I'm gonna be by the door.
yeah, you keep Navius and Fiola out on watch.
Yeah. Are there guards?
He's just
at the
standing
door?
like this with his sword out.
Yeah.
Try it.
If you're
No,
going
there
to
aren't
see
guards at the door.
the chieftain, can I join you? Because I'm interested.
Lhanji will actually request that Yirrik, at least one of the Ash and
Tay volunteers.
yeah, Tay.
Oh, Yirrik wandered off that way.
I thought Yirrik came back to the conversation.
He's still Gonzo, right?
Well, if Yirrik, whether or not
Yirrik did
Yirrik
come
is
back.
present or absent, Lhanji would be looking around. Like, this is a
Yeah, I
formal.
was imagining just coming back this way. Maybe not all the way back. The time you
Well, then you.
Just happened to slink right up.
was admiring some fine architecture.
We're going this way now, Master Milksmith.
Fantastic.
Nice of you to join us.
Yeah.
All right.
Figured I'd have a look around. I'm here for the adventure.
So you guys make your way into the chieftain's
Yeah,
tent.
I would attempt to do some kind of announcing my.
Yeah,
presence.
yeah, of course. Yeah, you're not just walking in.
Asking permission to enter.
You're knocking on a
Yeah, there's
Not
a
knocking on his flap. It's ridiculous.
flap.
yeah, an advisor type person. It sort of like it kind of answers the flap.
There's the flap.
Yeah. They flap it open, and they kind of like look you all over, and yeah, what is it? What is it you want?
Is the chieftain in?
Yes.
May we speak with the chieftain?
What does the chieftain want with you? What could the chieftain want with the likes of you?
This is rapport coming in. It's a +3. Good. We are emissaries of sorts from parts further south on our way into the wastelands. And I have a proposal for the chieftain.
More fools headed for the waste.
Well, that's the big joke in this village.
Like these.
They're all just laughing at you guys as you go by. Totally.
Yeah.
There are these people with suntans.
Yurik's laughing with them.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah. So she's like, this advisor is like laughing, and then suddenly goes straight faced, pokes her head in for a second, and then is like, the chieftain will see you. Throws open the flap.
All right. Pile in, folks.
You guys all pile into the room.
Oh, Fearla.
So who all Furla staying outside?
I cannot for the life of me say Furla. I always.
Fearla.
Yeah, I always do that.
Oh, the southern.
I guess if everybody's going in, I'll go in, but I'm gonna stand at the
In the
back.
back.
Okay. Furla stands at the back.
You should roll to make a blending in check. So it doesn't
Yeah.
recognize you and completely
So there's
blow
a
our
chieftain
cover.
sitting at his throne, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Looking all like, kicked back.
Lounge.
Leg
Animal
up.
skins everywhere.
Exactly. The Conan, what is best in life pose.
Well,
I
lounge.
hate this guy.
Yeah. What is it? Enter. What have you brought me?
Life must be treating you well.
Yes, indeed. The sea has been bountiful this year. Life must be treating you horribly if you wish to give your life up to to the wastes.
Not at all. No. We're on the horizon of opportunities yet to be imagined. And I have every confidence that we shall succeed. And if we should pass this way again, I was curious whether or not you'd be interested in sharing in our success.
And what would it cost us?
Nothing that I think would be too much to ask. Simply a heightened coldness towards expeditions following in our path. It is a competition of sorts, and I very much hate to lose.
There's a couple of, kind of meatheads standing next to him, and looks over and is like, so she wishes us to hate them more. And they kind of laugh.
Good one, Chief.
Yeah.
Nice one, Chief.
As they're eating meat off of like a seal's leg.
Oh, what's
Or
the?
flipper.
We have a joke from another campaign that was meat on a stick.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, they were meat on a stick shops.
Yeah.
Come on down to sticks. We got everything on stick.
Yes. Polar bear meat on a stick. Polar lion meat on a stick.
Polar war.
We even got sticks
Well,
on sticks.
if they offer us good trades, we will not turn them down. We have our livelihood to look after long before yours.
I would never ask you to endanger your community, but surely wanderers towards the wasteland are not your primary source of trade.
Indeed. All right, give me a rapport roll.
It is a
Should I do a will to
+5.
for like conversation like that?
Usually it's a contest, I think.
Yeah, a rapport contest. So it would be like rapport versus rapport.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Let me double check.
If needed, do you mind if I assist you
Come on
with
in.
this? Because
Yeah.
I have a line for it. I just don't want to interrupt.
For nameless NPCs, this is just an overcome action, but you may have to enter a contest to sufficiently ingratiate yourself to an NPC or a PC, named NPC or a PC. So you could do that. You could also pep talk someone into create an advantage, into having an elevated confidence or a joyful fervor, or simply make them talkative or helpful by creating an advantage.
Yeah, I gotcha. I don't think it needs to be a contest necessarily. And yeah, you're adding a +1.
Yeah, I have a if things didn't go well, I had a line anyway because I was.
Is this Alexi?
Alex, yeah. He already did his thing over here, so he's chilling.
Do you have rapport?
I don't, but I have empathy because I'm going to try to evoke a story of like I'm searching for my son, and if anything they could do to like ensure our success to get there, in order to help me find my son. That's where I'm going to try to appeal to his like fellow human being kind of thing.
I think the +1 from teamwork requires having the same
Is it the same one?
skill being used.
But I have.
I will try and teamwork or
Tay?
with Tay.
Yeah.
Go for
I
it.
think she will just
Bat
say,
those
like,
eyes.
I think that would be in your best interest to help us out. I think.
Tay has illusory false eyelashes on.
And do I need to roll for that?
No, I think it just adds a +1.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that's enough to succeed. However, so yeah, that he says that they will, they'll keep their end, but I guess he wants some sort of a promise
of
of
some
what.
sort of insurance, and I would never dream of leaving you without it. A contract is in order. Maybe not one in paper. I doubt you need something so formal, but a gift, perhaps. Promise of
Gift.
more.
Yeah, he kind of sits up in his seat a little bit.
I was thinking more evil, like sell
Literally what he asked for as soon as we walked in the door. What have you brought me? Can I make a resource roll?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
+4.
Can I teamwork
It's
with
really
that?
goat shit.
Yeah.
We're offering up goat's milk. The finest.
In addition to
Hell yeah.
The finest. There is.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Yeah. Do you pour him some of this goat milk as well? And what is this thing that you're giving?
Is
him?
this?
You can
Are
just make
we?
it
Are
up.
we trading like a food
Doesn't have to
thing
be.
though for that? Or
This is a resource.
you're like, don't give him that
resource roll.
idea. Okay. Very cool.
I love it. Yeah. You pour out some of this. He kind of like passes you a stein to fill it up.
More.
It's like enough to like. It would be enough to like, be worth it.
to have a milk party with.
Yes.
Is this alcohol?
He has a good chug and
Might as well
then has a massive milk mustache.
Did you have something in mind?
I'm gonna go with like posh fabrics.
Oh
So
yeah.
we could give them like a bundle
Some
of things
manufactured
basically.
so like they can't.
some silk
Yeah,
or something.
I was
that is-
thinking
yeah.
silk.
Southern
Something they
Savage.
can't
They can't
acquire.
acquire through their means. Yeah.
I don't know if there are other
Milk silk.
chieftains to impress, but that would be the angle.
Yeah,
He loves the milk and put the silk
he
on.
loves the
I like
silk.
it.
Actually,
Perfect.
he's like, oh, it's just can't believe how soft it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
I
did
would
you-
love
what did you roll?
my slaves.
I got a +.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna go there, but
We got a total.
I shall gird my loins
exactly.
with the softness of that which you are.
I've been intentionally trying not to go there.
Wearing sheepskin underwear.
Okay,
for
but
months.
I'm going to.
We got a +5 total.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you guys succeed.
Nice.
I don't know if I really need to spend a fate point in order to just make like a narrative thing happen, but one of these thug guys here kind of like steps to the side and he makes eyes with Furlough. He like looks at Furlough.
No, that would be compelling me, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
so
they're like,
he's compelling
somebody noticed
your
my
trouble.
Yeah.
You are a curse of the land. And he looks at you and he says, You curse. You cost Sheila her life. I have not forgotten. And he like slams his spear down on the ground and he's puffing up his chest looking all pissed.
The snow vine grabs him.
Oh shit!
I established that it was on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take a compel. I mean, it is pretty reactionary.
Wait a
but-
second. So Josh, you don't have to pay a fate token. You were compelling Keith, right?
You're
So Keith gets.
He has to pay a
Yeah, you
fate
give it to me.
compel, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh shit.
And
Holy
it has burrow. So once per scene, it can. This is Ninja Vanish.
Yeah.
Once per scene, it can place a burrow boost on them. While burrowed, no one can attack or create it. Never mind. I thought that was something different.
Yeah, you had the like stealth.
I thought I had the
attack.
stealth thing, but I guess I didn't take that.
Okay.
But I still got a 6.
Dang. Okay. Well, he does have a pretty good fight.
And I'm going to. I'm also going to invoke.
Man.
I'm going to invoke. I am the snow vine, and it is me. Because it's like protecting me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I rolled really poorly, so I got a 2.
I got an 8 then.
Dang. Okay.
Slaughter
You
him.
succeed with style.
Fuck.
You were attacking him.
Or grappling, some sort of like obstacle.
You were doing damage.
Don't
like
halfway commit.
Yeah, I
You're
feel like
fucking
Snowvine fucking it's just Snowvine's hungry.
So he did have good endurance. So he probably. So how much was it?
I had an 8 and you had a 2. So 6
something.
Oh yeah, that would totally take him out. Wait, 6 shifts?
Yeah.
Okay, no. that fills all of his stress boxes.
Oh, shit.
Physically. So he still has a consequence, but
If I invoked, would it take him down?
it would, yeah.
Wow. I already did one, but just for fun. Yeah, it's a carnivorous, snow burrowing vine snake.
This is a game after all.
God!
All right. So
Just yanks him under the
describe
ground.
it.
Yeah, I mean he's like pointing at Furla and saying this, and just all of a sudden this just like vine bursts out of the ground with I'm seeing like a blossoming kind of flower thing that just like grabs hold of his face and just yanks him against the snow and then just pulls him like face first into the snow so that he's just like his legs are kicking up in the air and then his legs are just gone in the snow.
Oh my god, that's horrifying. The chieftain shoots up. This other guy stands up.
Sorry.
Man, I honestly feel like I might like. I mean, we could throw down here, but
I can try to step in. I don't know if I have like a thing for it. I'm trying to appeal for it. Because well, okay, we don't know that Chieftain had like a daughter. But
I'm sorry, Hannah.
Never mind. It's fine. I don't know
As you look to Milksmith,
Seriously.
I was not
That's just
expecting that.
Interesting.
I wasn't really either. I just felt it, and I was like, my vine would just be so mad.
It was just being like alarm bells. You just
I feel like Ash sees this and is like,
you can't grab that pencil. Sorry. It totally fell out of my head. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
make
minus
these
4
pills.
opponents.
I'll make these pills with some empathy, maybe.
We could break and jump into this.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I feel like I need a moment to think about how they're going to react, and maybe if this is busting into a fight, I need to get some more stuff together. I mean, I could just pull some stuff together in the moment. But
I mean, we could certainly probably still talk our way out of this and be like,
Yeah, I mean,
man, you just straight up like murdered essentially a Kingsguard right in front of the king.
yep. And then just be like,
I don't think you want any
do
more
not
of
want to
this,
mess
you know?
with us, right? Like, it is not a good idea to threaten us.
It's gonna be bad.
Then nothing will be said of
Man,
this.
I don't know if you can
chanting.
you can intimidate a like king sitting on his throne in this
Well,
position.
let's kill him and let's just take over the village.
Yeah, actually, that's great.
Can we just fucking run the village from now?
Yeah, right.
This will be our new base.
Campaign stops
No,
here.
this is great because if we take it over, we can compel the people to like have to send us supplies on a regular basis.
yeah, this is like
This is base camp, dude.
Catan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking over. They're shipping us sheep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we'll just break here because we're not losing out in any way. It just gives me some more time to think about how I want to posture it.
Cool.
And we were getting close to time to wrap up anyway.
Sick.
So,
I take my milk
so
back.
that'll be a great cliffhanger to leave it on.
Get out of here with my
As it's just sitting there and it's got blood splatters on it now. I take my milk back. You don't deserve it.
Well,
I'm sorry, guys.
No,
Fuck yeah, that's so sick.
I just felt it. I felt it really intensely.
This
Was
is
like
how
my,
the
my
story
vine
goes.
would just be so mad about that.
Setting a tone for the rest of the expedition.
Your vine is
Yeah.
you, and you and your vine.
Yep.
yes, indeed. All right.
And it's like a savage version of my character of
Right,
just being
right,
like,
with
I'm
zero-
intensely scared all of a
with
sudden, and then
no
it's just like,
human
no, you can't do that.
Awesome.
I'm glad that you are not a liability at all.
I know, right? All I do is wreck everything.
Half of our characters are liabilities. You kidding me?
I'm not a liability. I jumped off the ship and
That is
like
kind of
chased
the
after
idea.
Milksmith just rolling his eyes.
Literally, the
Milton
only
is looking at
people
Lhanji
who are
right now.
not liabilities are the fucking goat and
He
Vestal.
said he
Yeah.
said he would trust our leader.
Yeah, Lhanji is definitely, as the scene is fading out, Lhanji is definitely not apologizing or attacking. Certainly waiting to see the reaction.
Yeah.
Try to salvage this.
Well, we'll all have to wait to see the reaction until
man.
next week.
Friday.
Next Friday. Tune back in for episode 4.
Indeed.
We are far too far
Thank you,
away.
guys.
Next
Episode 4
Friday now.
already?
Yes. And hang in there for a moment as we are going to raid probably Welcome Party RPG, who I've been playing with every other Tuesday. They're doing a D&D game, so give them some love when we get in there. And thanks for tuning in. Give us a follow if you've enjoyed this. And we'll be back next week.
Ay, ay, ay.
Thanks, guys.